I guess so.
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow.
What if we did a whole show where we just mouthed?
Just mouth all the sound bites.
Easy with that.
Hey, don't drink vodka right before you try to talk. What's up, chat room? HYB Cousin Sonny is in there. Herman Munster. Sergio Burgos is in there. B. Al. He says hello, everyone at RFR. Hello, Al.
Hello, Al.
Hey.
Paul is in there. Ron the Materator.
Hey, Ron.
He says, what's goof?
Goof. Us.
Us, we the goofs. Storm is in there. Hooligan Nation. What's up, everybody? Appreciate you joining us. Cool Kev is in there. All right, here we go. Whether you like it or not, we're going to kick off this episode number 277 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Jackpot, baby. Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, selecting off, a leaping pass.
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, high running down. Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
You are listening live to Raiders Fan Radio, hosted by Murph, Uncle Mosh, and Swag Jeff. Take it away, guys.
Why, thank you, Brett Musburger. What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for what we trust will be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Episode number 277 of Raiders Fan Radio. And we thank all of those of you that are joining us live on the YouTubes because we might have a little something to talk about tonight. I'm not sure what's going on.
What happened in Raider Nation?
I don't. You know, it's funny. So I put on the Twitters there, as the kids call it.
Okay.
I put on the Twitter, I wonder what we're going to talk about on tonight's show. And shout out Kelly Kreiner with his response of, are you going to talk about the Southwest debacle? Shout out Rossi Biddle says, are you going to talk about the Hall of Fame game? And also shout out Todd Clements who says, oh, the weather. Oh, yeah. So look forward to chatting with you all tonight about the Southwest debacle, the Hall of Fame game, and the weather.
Everyone is already asking for QB Jeff.
Yeah.
They want him to be here.
You know what? QB Jeff, I believe, is going to join us next week. So
Good.
shout out
Good.
QB Jeff.
Good,
shout
good,
out
good.
much respect to
because
Domenico's
MTSU's done.
Respect. Oh, that's right.
Just won their bowl game.
What, Aloha Bowl champions,
Hey,
huh?
let's go.
There
Let's
you
go.
go.
Blue Raiders if you
There
need
you
them.
go.
Right.
The
There
Blue
you
Raiders
go.
if you need them. That's right. So so QB Jeff will be here next week and to talk about this little bit of news that's gone on. And of course, when we're talking about Jared Stidham being named the starter for the Raiders and not about that other guy. I'm kidding. All right, let's go ahead and so I'll just say this too. This is going to be fun tonight. Half of you are going to be pissed, and half of you are going to love our show. And then the other half of you are going to be pissed, and then the other half of you are going to love our show. Because whether you like us, what our opinions happen to be, or what your opinions happen to be, your opinions will be different than ours. Ours will be different than yours. But then ours in here will be different than yours, and yours out there will be different than yours. So it's just going to be a whole bunch of crazy discussion.
Holy cow.
It's like the Twilight Zone, dude.
That Willy Wonka-esque.
That was a lot.
Right? Thanks, Jeff. All right, so I mentioned there, thank you to all those of you that are in the chat room, and there's a ton of you in there. Cool Kev is in there, Big Bass Raider. You know, no, everyone's at home. Everyone's off today. So, like, we're going to...
Who's off today?
Who's off today?
Me and a bunch of people in the chat room.
Well, good for you and all the people in the chat room. My ass is working today.
All right, well, thanks for holding it down. I appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. But appreciate all of those of you that have gone to work today. But a lot of people are on vacation, like Cool Kev. See, Trinidad says the same thing.
Oh, nice.
A lot of folks in there on
Congrats.
vacation. So appreciate you all joining us here. And then, of course, the big news that dropped today. So definitely going to be a hot topic of discussion for us here within Raider Nation. But anyways, Big Bass Raider is in there. Big Easy Nick is in there. Raider Roo. Let's see. Cool Kev. Hooligan Nation is in there. Let's see. HYB, that's Cousin Sonny, is in there. Mark Rivera is in there. King Wrecker is in there. Ray Love is in there. Esteban joining us from beautiful Costa Rica.
Oh,
Let's
man.
go.
There you go, Esteban.
I love it when Costa Rica shows up on our stats. Like Costa Rica, like not for nothing. I know we're a highly influential fan created media, division here at Raiders Fan Radio. But in Costa Rica, we kind of carry some weight.
We carry a little bit of weight.
We're like the top 3 podcast in like all of sports.
Good.
Let alone the Raiders.
Good.
And it's because of Esteban.
Thanks, Esteban.
And
He
listeners
must
like,
be one of the 4 people that get podcasts in Costa Rica.
no, that's not nice.
Well, I'm just
there's
saying.
gotta
No,
be a
that's
lot
not.
of podcasts
There's going to be a
out
lot of
there.
podcasts in Costa Rica.
Is there?
We just have
Don't
to be
insult
the best.
Esteban. What are you
I'm
doing?
not insulting Esteban. I
That's-
love Esteban, man.
Darn it.
Don't insult Costa Rica.
There you go. Thank you.
Much
Thank you,
respect,
Michelle.
Costa Rica.
There you go. Thank you. Uncle Mosh already started an incident with the French.
French,
Now
we
we
don't
got
need
you
another
attacking
I
this
love
Costa
me
Rica.
some Costa Rica,
My
man.
gosh, Jeff. Sheesh. Next thing you know, we're gonna. Yeah. Anyways.
Oh my
All
gosh,
right.
so you don't do the show alone?
No, but wait, but I'm not done yet. Mrs. Chronicle, the Black Hole is in there. Herman Munster is in there.
Hey, Mrs. Chronicle, you need to call one more
Yeah.
time. so
One more
you can
time,
be a
become
made
the
woman.
next made woman. Absolutely. Eye Patch is in there. Some Lalo Maloso is in there. I mean, we got so many good folks in the chat room, and appreciate you all very, very much. All right, so this is episode number 277 of Raiders Fan Radio, and if you are not watching us on the YouTubes live, maybe you're listening to us on an audio podcast, and you can find us on any audio podcast service just by searching Raiders Fan Radio, and we are supported by the good friends of ours at Fansided and also Just Blog Baby. We thank you very much for all the advertising opportunities they give us and everything you do to support Raiders Fan Radio. So definitely check those out, those 2 websites out, Just Blog Baby and Fansided, and then check us out if you don't on the audio version of the podcast. And again, thanks to all the video viewers at YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. All right, let's go ahead and turn it over to the man that adorns the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. He is my best friend and yours. And dang it, I always forget to bring my new soundbite up. Here we go. My best friend and yours,
Silent and profiling.
Swag Jeff. Hey, what up, Swaggo?
Let's go, man. It's good to be here. Lots to talk about. A lot to talk about, man. We had a lot to talk about when the episode started or before the day started.
Yeah.
We had a lot to talk about that crappy Steelers game that we watched and all that. And then the news broke today.
Oh my gosh.
It might be one of those 3-hour
shows, a 3-hour show.
Yeah. But good to be here, man.
Well, and good to have you, Jeff.
Well, yeah. And we don't do this show
Heck
alone.
no.
We don't do this show alone.
Absolutely
So to my right, the southern annex of the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, my best friend and yours and theirs, Michelle Sway.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, oh my gosh, listen, I just want to bring everyone in for a group hug and maybe
No
some
kidding.
of y'all a punch in the face because I know
Hey,
some of y'all
but being
are
Swag
acting up.
Jeff, we gotta acknowledge the jersey.
Oh, let's go.
I was with
What
you at
about
Raider
that?
Image.
Oh, that's cool.
That
got
is
the Chuck Woodson jersey
that
there.
is money.
Yeah,
It's money.
So nice.
So
So
good.
nice.
So good.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I had
So-
to wear something that made me happy. Shit.
No kidding.
It's been a little bit of a week, huh?
It's been a
a
week.
little bit of a week in Raider Nation, Michelle.
Yeah, no,
it's
I'm
been a lot. But so we're gonna look forward to checking with the Michelle. Do you have a for whom Michelle tolls?
I do.
Okay, good deal. Well, before we turn it over to Michelle for whom Michelle tolls, let's check back in with my best friend over here to my right and check in with Swag Jeff as he tells us the significance of our episode number tonight, which is 277.
Absolutely. So each and every week I take a significant moment within Raider Nation, relate it back to the episode number. So 277. I got a couple for you. So we're gonna go back to it's a career stat. We like a career stat around here. We're gonna be talking about one of the guys that was the guy under center.
The guy behind the guy?
But the guy behind the guy, right before Derek Carr was drafted. So Derek Carr has been our starting quarterback for the last 9 seasons. But before that, we had some guys in the quarterback room. You know what I mean?
Terrell Pryor being one.
Absolutely. And another guy that we saw, Matt McGloin.
Matt McGloin was in there.
McGloin.
Yeah.
So his career stats as a Raider. So he had 277 passing attempts in 2013. Career
stat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There you go. So Matt McGloin if you need him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
We don't need him. But more importantly,
Maybe we do. I don't know.
But more importantly, Michelle dropped 277 F-bombs on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that is accurate.
Yeah,
That
absolutely. And in the first half, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the
I was
first
going to
half
say, and she
alone.
only had 6 going into the last drive.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, my
Well,
That's
that
because it
last
was
drive-
one long F-bomb. Like, you can only count it as
Oh,
one.
well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, if you count the amount of U's in there, then it was 271.
277 letters in her F word.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh my gosh. All right. So speaking of, so thank you for that, Jeff.
You're welcome.
And speaking of Michelle spewing F-bombs, Michelle, you have your
do
own
my
segment.
best.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So Michelle has her segment around here. We call it For Whom Michelle Told. But wait, I got to find your music though, because I'm so bad at finding the stuff because I got it all on the thing here and it's new. And so set me up here, Swaggo.
So each and every week, so I take a significant moment within Raider Nation related back to the episode number, but Michelle Sweat takes something that is on her mind, and it is For Whom Michelle Tolls.
Okay. So when I first started thinking about what this was gonna be, it was a little different. So I don't know if this is a rant or a cry for help. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly which one this is gonna be, but so I want to call out the Raiders as a whole for killing my spirit and my love for football. Like that game on Sunday, I literally, after that game, I sat in silence for I don't know how long for one, and then I went and hid anything Raiders related from my Facebook feed and my Twitter feed because I was so like dejected. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Okay, I was absolutely that. Like I was so done with football. I thought, oh my God, what the are we doing? So that was my first rant, but now we're going to transition because then on my way here, I realized that Derek Carr had been benched and I saw a bunch of people like celebrating, which is, I get like being excited about something that's new, it's different. Like maybe we've been all talking about needing a change, but man, some of y'all go for the jugular, and that is so shitty. Like, this is a man's livelihood. Like, he's given 9 freaking years to this team.
Come on.
And it's not even okay, so we know his ceiling is what his ceiling is, but all of these coaches kept this guy, and he gave his best that he could. Maybe it wasn't good enough for a lot of games, but he gave the best that he could. And some of y'all are so celebratory over this. Like, damn, give this guy some credit. Give him a little bit of credit for the fucking loyalty that he did. He gave to this team. Like, he gave everything. And with all this rotation of, like, coaches coming in and out with their fucking heads up their asses, like, not knowing what they were doing, he's just trying to do the best that he could, whether it was good enough or not. I mean, it is what it is. But damn, give him some credit for hanging in there for 9 freaking years. I would have checked out a long time ago with the way Raider Nation has treated him and the way that the organization, like, damn, shit. Period.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well done, Michelle.
Absolutely.
You know what? I could not agree more. And we're going to get into this plenty. But you will, Cousin Sonny echoes a lot of that sentiment. But I'll say this, man, like, as much as a lot of us are, as Michelle just said right there, we are looking forward to change, and we are looking forward to the potential for change. Derek Carr's loyalty, if you question that, and if you in any way chase after him, and in terms of like attacking that loyalty that he had, then I got no time for you. They're like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Because, like, I mean, no one is more ride or die for the Raiders, aside from Mark Davis, maybe, that exists on the planet than probably Derek Carr. Right. And like, and so if you question that, and if that's not part of your criticism, at least acknowledging that, then we just got to dismiss what you have to say.
Absolutely. Well, you know, I mean, I'll go as far to say is I don't know if there's ever been a player in the NFL that has been more loyal and ride or die for that team than any player in the NFL. I mean, I haven't heard many people that have said, I'm either going to be a Raider or I'm going to be a golfer or I'm going to be, you know, a pastor, or I'm going to be something. This is the one team that I will root for my entire life. It's the Raiders or it's nothing. And you know, I mean, I don't know any other player that's done that. So, you know, so you got to give the guy respect.
And you just don't hear that in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Because it ain't show friends, it's show business. And we learned that from our buddy Will and hanging out with Will and talking to him. And that's not a name drop. Frank Sinatra told me don't do that. but the point is, though, is that Will was very much like, you know, he approaches the Raiders. And this was when he was like in between playing for the Raiders. Right. This is in between, like, because we first met Will, he was a current Raider, and then we hung out with him in between his stints with the Raiders. And when you listen to him talk about the Raiders, he talks about his time with the Raiders, yes, affectionately, and yes, the guys in the locker room and buddy and all that, but it was his job. Right. That's his job, is to be a linebacker in the NFL. It's Derek Carr's job to be a quarterback in the NFL, but Derek approaches his job with a different level of connection and intimacy, for lack of a better word, than I would argue most every or any other player. And so you have to, at a minimum, acknowledge and have respect for that, Raider Nation. I'm just saying, like, again, then listen, and you're going to hear plenty of us in terms of criticism. And if you're familiar enough with this show, you've heard plenty of, if not criticism, flat out just questioning of things. So this isn't like a freaking Pollyanna bootlicker approach here. But I'm saying, but that is undeniable. That loyalty and that's undeniable.
Right. Well, and, you know, we'll get more into it a lot as the show goes on. But, you know, we've kind of we've expected this for, you know, some people have been expecting it for years. You know, I mean, especially this season, you know, something felt different, something felt off, and we kind of felt, you know, maybe this is the end. But when we got the news today that he got benched, it was sad. I was sad. You know, it's like one of those things where you know something's gonna happen, but when it does, you're still just like, oh, I wasn't expecting that right now. Yeah. Like, I mean, like, you know, we've been preparing our hearts for this for maybe most of the season, but when it happened, it was just like my heart broke a little bit, you know, because I love that guy. He's my favorite quarterback, and you know, for anyone that wears a number 4 jersey, which I have 4 or 5 of them in the closet, I will don that forever. Yeah, it's one of those ones, you know, because normally being Swag Jeff and I have a billion jerseys, you know, normally when a guy leaves a team, like a current player, when they leave the team, I quit wearing them. I'm like, you're not that guy.
Yeah, I'm not
anymore.
wearing Khalil
I'm not-
Mack jerseys anymore. Yeah.
100%, exactly. And I'm a big hockey fan, so I have tons of jerseys of that as well. So when those guys get traded or leave or whatever, then I put them
Shea
in,
Weber
I,
jersey.
I put them in the back of the
Yeah, there you
closet
go,
and I don't wear them again. But Derek epitomized, say what you want about his play on the field, but off the field and the way he carried himself like a Raider.
Yeah.
And there may not be many more people that you could say did that better, in the entirety of a career. So keep rocking those 4s, keep doing your thing, everybody, because I will. And if Swag Jeff does it, why can't you? You know what I'm saying? So
well, it's interesting you make the comment about being sad, and that's interesting. I want to ask you, Michelle, because I tried when you said that earlier, I tried to draw context to that. Like, what is it like emotionally that we would find like sadness? And again, Raider Nation, this isn't like a freaking because I know I can't read the chat as we're going along. I can, but I don't have time to. But and I always go back and read it though. But I'm sure, look, this is not an apology stance. This is not being
not
accepting of the play. Like, there's 3 critics in here of the play.
Right.
But Michelle, I think what makes you sad about that, or what made me feel sad, and I'm posing a question to you. The sadness because the results suck.
Absolutely.
Like, Derek Carr's in the position that he's in now because he played terrible.
Yeah.
The results were terrible. And as Raider fans, we're rooting for him to do well. I'm never going to root for the guy to fail. And he did.
Yeah.
And he's failed to the point to where now his job is in question at a minimum, if not just flat out taken away from him. So there is a sadness in there because if Derek Carr is successful, well, the Raiders are successful.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not just a sadness around him as a player, and this isn't about deifying Derek Carr, but we do kind of deify the Raiders as a whole, as a collective, and when they're not doing well, that makes us sad. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah, I would say because let me first off say, and like I said, I don't know what's going on in the chat either, but I'm sure that we're getting absolutely obliterated. But first off, we've all been talking about that we felt like this was coming, right? We felt like this was where we were headed. The season's been shit. Like, we kind of felt like this. But I think there's something for me, it feels a little like I was expecting this redemption arc kind of thing. Where he got Devontae, he got the people. Talk about the O-line, whatever, defense, whatever. But we had what felt like an incredible offense. And then it literally shit the bed, repeatedly. So I think you can only be sad because it's man, at the beginning of this season,
Oh, we were hype.
yeah.
I thought, holy shit, we are about to storm the castle.
Yeah,
I
amen.
really felt like it was. And then every game, it was oh, okay, all right, well, we didn't win this one, but the next one, we're going to win the next one. And then it was every game, which then also makes me also want to go in a little on Josh McDaniels because I'm still trying to decide how I feel about him. So, yeah, I don't know. There's a sadness because we're saying goodbye to someone that we've known for 9 years, which seems that's sad. And he didn't get the redemption I thought he was going to get, you know? So that's even more sad because it's he's kind of limping off the field.
Very much so.
And
well,
he
you said it.
He's not going to get that.
However many weeks ago when he was emotional and crying and stuff, and you were like, he's mourning his end of his tenure with the Raiders. But then they hit a run.
Yeah.
So then there was almost like another redemption arc inside the arc, and
got us pumped again. And now here, and then the Steelers game was so bad for him. The amount of passes that were just sailed into Antarctica, it was embarrassing almost. But then also, why are we still calling those plays? Why are we still calling? Why aren't we running? I just have so many freaking questions.
Yeah.
For everybody.
And if he really is done, if Saturday night was the last game that he played as a Las Vegas Raider, that's so heartbreaking, man. You see a guy that is given his all, and yes, the play isn't always there, but for his last play as a Raider is an interception on a shit throw.
Woo.
That just
you feel for the guy.
You feel for the
but
guy.
I don't feel for the result.
No, and that's
because
that's so hard.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because I the human side of it, my heart feel okay, I feel for that guy. I wouldn't want to tap out of my, all-time dream job either by doing the dumbest thing I could possibly do. But at the same time, like, again, it ain't show friends, it's show business.
right.
Exactly.
This is a meritocracy in the NFL. And when your
100%.
merit is trash, you go to the bench. And
right.
and we're going to talk, I keep saying we're going to talk more about this later. We keep talking about it.
Yeah.
But like, and this is where, and I'll just say this. And we're going to get into respect. Hit some contact info swag after I say this, and then let's get to some respect.
Yeah.
This is the first time we've had a coaching staff hold Derek Carr accountable.
That's right.
And send his ass to the bench. And I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect whether you like Derek Carr or you don't like Derek Carr.
Might have waited too long, but
Might have waited too, but when in the ultimate meritocracy, which is the NFL, when you don't do well, you don't get to play.
Right.
And this is
That's
the first
right.
time in his career he hasn't played well, and now he doesn't get to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and so there's a couple people in the chat there. One of the fellas says, if DSee isn't here, I want to see Devontae Adams ask for a trade.
No,
I
we
hope
want
Adams
him.
doesn't
Don't-
play
don't.
for us.
We want him.
That's
We
not
want-
going to happen.
And yes, that was a really fun story that we talked about this
Yeah.
past offseason.
Yeah.
Devontae or Derek Carr recruits his best friend to join the Raiders. All this and that. And yes, he finally gets to play NFL football with his best bro and all that kind of stuff. But that's not why he's here, guys.
That's right.
Let's not forget
Thank you.
that the Raiders paid him an assload of money. So much freaking money. So don't talk about, well, the only reason he's here is because
He's
of
not
Derek.
going anywhere.
Maybe that was like a little tiny piece of that. Like, oh, cool. But let's not forget that Devontae Adams grew up a Raider fan.
That's right.
And let's not forget that Devontae Adams got full pockets now because of some Mark Davis. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit there and say that Derek Carr
He's
is
got
the
more
only reason that
loyalty
he's
to the
here.
freaking
You know what I
his
mean?
quarterback
That's right.
than he does the team.
Playing with
come
Derek
on,
is like
man.
just the cherry on top.
I agree.
Like, it's
That's
still
what
a
you're- that's what
great
Trinidad
part.
just said in the
Yeah.
chat.
Trinidad just
Yeah.
said that as
Oh.
well. You're exactly right.
Oh,
No,
nice, yeah.
Devontae Adams ain't going nowhere.
He's not going
You want me
anywhere.
to catch passes from who, Jared?
And good
Stidham?
night.
You-
We don't want him going anywhere.
Yeah.
No, heck
my
no.
gosh.
Absolutely.
come on, man.
Absolutely. All right. Hit some contact information and let's talk about this stuff.
Oh my gosh.
That's the punch in the nose.
Hey, no one today can say, why don't you guys talk about the...
Yeah.
Oh, that is screaming loud.
Mosh here with an updated contact.
Why is that like that?
info.
I don't know. Turn it back up.
Sit up, zip up,
Turn it back up now.
and pay attention.
There we go.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I turned my iPad down a little bit.
345-3346. Or as
No
Murph
one
would
can
say,
say, why don't you guys talk about the Raiders?
Yeah, I know, right out of the
345-3346.
gate, man.
Holy
How
cow.
about emailing me? You want to email me?
Email us.
Email me at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Or what about reaching out to us on some of that social media stuff Swaggy likes? Try Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, the Twit at Twitter at Raiders Fan Radio, Insta something, Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio,
The ticky-ticky-tocky-tock.
TikTok at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about the Twitch? Some of you out there twitching. Anyway, Twitch at Raiders Fan Radio. Or if you don't like that, go to the YouTube. America, go to the YouTube. YouTube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. Oh my God, if that wasn't enough, go to your podcast provider and search Raiders Fan Radio. Holy crap, that was a lot.
Good.
Good.
Oh, nice. We are in mid-season form.
No kidding.
We just hit Hunter Renfrow in stride right down
Yeah,
the
we
middle of the
did.
field right there.
Oh, we
At
would have
least
won
we
that game.
did.
That would have been a game winner. That would have been our 38th fourth quarter overtime comeback win. You know what I mean?
I've never wanted to read the chat so much. In
Oh my
whole-
gosh,
just
I know,
can't keep
right?
up,
It's hard to
but
keep up.
I'm really,
But
I
chat-
can't wait to go back.
We can't wait, chat room. We are with you guys here very, very soon. I promise we're going to get caught back up on this. But anyway, speaking of the chat room, man, I can't appreciate all of you
Absolutely.
enough. Swag Jeff, shout them out. Who do we got in there tonight?
Yeah, of course. We got Raider Flash. We got Sonny in there. Big Easy, Anthony Provencio. The STEM 69 is in there. Let's see. My beautiful wife is in there.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
Hey, Chris.
Ron the Materator's in there. Paul. Let's see here. Foxy Scorpio, Storm, Ron, Pete M, P33TM.
Oh, Pete. Yeah.
Elon Bush is in there. Trinidad's in there.
Elon?
Purple and Gold Raiders in there. CPA Joel's in there. We got the whole crew.
Oh, man,
we got
right on.
103 people and 36 likes.
Wow.
So hey, so what are we doing there?
Just press the damn button, nerd.
And Cool Kev says bring back Mariota.
Well, there we go. Is
you know,
Aloha Corner going to get revived?
No,
We
because
benching everybody
Stop
around
going
here.
back.
we
backwards.
mentioned
Yeah, right.
everybody, and hey, you know what? Mariota quit on his own team.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
He walked out. They benched his ass mid-season, and he goes, "Okay, see you, bye."
F this.
See you, bye.
You know, Derek Carr was in a practice today, though, too.
No, he wasn't. You're right. He sure wasn't.
But I don't think he walked
Maybe
away.
because the Derek Carr is third string in our depth
Yeah,
chart
shit.
right now.
Oh, that's a good point.
Chase Garbers is ahead of him.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
boy,
gotta
that's
hurt
gotta
feelings,
sting,
man.
man.
That's gotta hurt
That's
feelings.
a kick in the
Listen,
nuts
that
is what that
pissed
is.
me clean off. Hurt feelings, I don't know. That
Ouch.
Yeah, ouch.
Ouch. All right, so let's go ahead and hit some respect here. So we appreciate all of you that are joining us live in the chat room. A lot of new names in there. Tales by Diesel, LGL Studios is in there. Edgar Bonilla is in there. Bob Cross, we appreciate you very, very much. So if you're new to Raiders Fan Radio, at the top of the show, 26 minutes in or however we are. We don't do props. We don't do shout outs. There's nothing wrong with those things, but we're Italian. We like to give a little bit of respect.
Murph.
It's a long labor.
Swaggy
No
J
kidding.
Nation. It's time for a little respect.
Bless her heart.
You know, respect ain't bought, it ain't sold, it ain't demanded, it ain't negotiated, it's earned. And without blowing smoke or giving shameless plugs, we want to say salute and much respect to the following folks.
Hey, man, right. Welcome to Raiders Fan Radio. Hear any Derek Carr jokes lately? Goodness.
Oh my
my
gosh.
gosh, all
So
right.
people are giving me crap. They said, well, Mariota's wife had a baby. You know, I said, what, is she still in labor? He ain't been back to the he ain't been back to the facility in a month.
She's been in labor since week 12?
Yeah, heck yeah.
She's like an elephant or something.
Jeez, oh Pete. That did not come out like I'm. Okay, it's all right.
Whatever, I stand on it.
That's so funny.
Are there elephants in Hawaii?
Maybe. I'm sure there
I'm sure the zoo or something. Or at Marcus Mariota's house, apparently, right? Jeez, Jeff.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think we were going to talk about Mariota during this show.
No, but you found a
Just
way to
never
work
know.
him in. Yeah.
That was Ron. That was Ron.
Ron
did that.
Oh, that was
worked him
Ron
in.
that did
yeah,
that?
he did.
Oh, okay. All right. No, it was Michelle brought up the elephant.
Well, yeah, she brought up the elephant.
Yeah. Damn it, Ron.
Oh my gosh! All right, here we go. All right, let's get to some respect. So let's take a serious note here, which as serious as we can get, but just much respect to Coach Madden. We have just eclipsed the 1 year anniversary of Coach's passing, and just we did a whole thing on Coach Madden when he passed away. We consistently find reasons to celebrate Coach Madden around here. If you're not celebrating the legacy and the mystique of the Raiders, then what else are you doing as a Raider fan? And I would say this, and I'll just say this briefly. Al was. Raider Nation came out of Al's brain, right? Al was the one that crafted the mystique. Al was the one that crafted the entirety of the way that the Raiders are marketed, from just win baby to pride and poise and commitment to excellence, and the silver and black and the uniforms, and the idea of that he wants the other team to be scared when they drive into the facility. He wants he wants the other team's fans to be scared when they come into the facility. He wants Raider Nation and the Raiders to be an intimidating, literally walking into Mordor. All that came out of Al's brain, but without your number one, without someone to execute your vision, you can't do everything. You can be the managing general partner and you can do all the wonderful things that Al did. But if you don't have that number one, you can't carry out your vision. And John Madden did that brilliantly. And yes, all the things that he did post his Raider career was amazing as well. But in the terms of the Raiders, and that's where we'll keep the focus, John Madden was an amazing football coach. He had an amazing record as a football coach. As Fred Biletnikoff told us just a few weeks ago, he feels he played in the toughest era of football. And those teams coached by John Madden found success going up against undefeated Miami Dolphins teams, going up against division rival Kansas City, who was winning championships, going up against 4-time Super Bowl winning Pittsburgh Steelers, all within your conference, all within your division. They were literally playing some of the most historic teams of all time, and the Raiders found their way to make themselves one of the most historic teams of all time, and that was under the leadership and the coaching of John Madden, and that should never, ever be sold short, Raider Nation. We have always got to celebrate that, and so much respect to the Madden family and to Coach Madden, his legacy that he left for the Raiders. All these other legacies in broadcasting and gaming and all that, those things are great. But the legacy he left for us as Raider fans, like there's no one else that will ever touch that. No, Josh McDaniels will have to coach for 10 years, win 100 games or more, and a Super Bowl or two to even be in the conversation. That's how long John Madden had his impact was to the Raiders. Anyways, there's my soapbox.
That's true.
God bless you, John Madden, and much respect.
Yeah. I mean, you said it all, man. I mean, greatest coach of the Raiders ever. You know, I mean, prove me wrong. You know, it's crazy. You know, he's iconic. He's iconic. But under Al, I mean, it's John. It's John.
Yeah, I mean, he's football. Like, he's Raiders football, period. Like, there's nothing else that needs to be said.
Yeah.
He is the goal that you're trying to get to. He's the person that you want to become. He's the coach you want to be.
Yeah.
He's the leader you want to be. Period.
And I like what you said first. You said John Madden is football.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
he's Raider
really
football,
yeah.
but he's football.
He's
You know what I mean? And the
Good point.
NFL, really, grasped hold of that this year, naming what they call the Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving games and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I don't think I'm ever going to buy another game of Madden because Madden 23 is like so reverent of John that like the intro before you have press start or whatever, it's all these old clips of different John Madden football games and John, like you hear him making some of his calls from other video games and stuff like that. So I don't think I'll ever get another one.
Oh, that's
No, I
the one
think we
I'll
got
play.
to like realize it first. Like that's what's cool. Like Raider Nation got to realize that John Madden was football first,
Absolutely.
And not now, but like people, they can see it, but we got to see it first.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Right on. Absolutely. And a lot of comments in the chat room I can see there about Tom Flores. Yes, this doesn't take anything away from Tom Flores and the legacy of Tom Flores and the Iceman. And unfortunately, a lot of times things can become polarized where it's like, well, if you celebrate this thing, you're knocking down this thing.
Yeah.
No one would ever knock down Tom Flores. And yes, he was amazing too. But John did it first. And John did it in an era like, just like Al created the Raiders out of nothing, John Madden created his coaching style and all that out of nothing. It was before. And so, yes, what Tom Flores did was incredible, but Tom was following a model per se. I don't want to
John Madden's the prototype.
Yes, I don't want to diminish Flores in any means at all. But John's the prototype. That's very perfectly said, Mary Michelle.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and hit a break, Swag Jeff.
Okay.
Please.
Hi.
This is AJ Cole from the Las Vegas Raiders, and you're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Just win, baby.
Patrick Claybon with NFL Network here. Hey folks, I know 3 things you might like. Do you like football? Do you like the Las Vegas Raiders? Do you like listening to things? I'll add a 4th. Do you like swag? Well, here we got Swag Jeff, Murph, Uncle Mosh. This is Raiders Fan Radio.
Man, I've got certain information, all right? Certain things have come to light, and, given the nature of all this new shit, this could be a lot more complex. I mean, it might not be just such a simple,
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Well, I'll tell you what I'm blathering about. I've got information, man. New shit has come to light.
All right, Michelle, new shit has come to light.
it has.
We've got all the news going on today. And of course, again, before we dive back into the big story of today, which is Derek Carr being benched, let's go ahead and check in with you. I know no one wants to relive this game, so I promise you we're not going to dwell on this. But I think there are a couple of interesting things that came out of this loss against Pittsburgh. First and foremost, I want to check in with Josh Jacobs. Let's check in with Josh post game and some of his comments. So this was interesting, and there was a lot of discussion around Josh's comments on social media and whatnot, and about how a lot of people felt like this was a total indictment of the coaching staff. I have a little bit different of a take on it, but anyways, let's listen to this. Chat room, I want to know, please, what you guys are thinking, and then we're gonna go around the room and check in with everybody. But let's check in with Josh Jacobs. Clearly, he's uncomfortable, but let's check in and hear what he has to say.
Kind of another loss where you guys let it slip through your hands, and as you look back at some of these losses, these close losses, how disappointing is that a lot of this has been self-inflicted.
Yeah, man, for real. I mean, yeah, and it's on us, everybody want to, talk about the defense, but they made their stops when they were supposed to. We got to help them out. And, I'm tired of saying we got to help them out. And it's just frustrating. So, yeah.
You feel like they were focused on stopping the running game? That's what kind of their focus?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we still had opportunities to make plays. I feel like in times where we was close and we felt like we was about to get a big one, we went away from it, and the pass game was working early, so, that is what it is. But to win these games, especially at the end of the stretch, especially when you up, against a team like this in the cold, you got to run the ball.
All right, so those last comments, that I hear that loud and clear. That's basically him going at Josh and the play calling there. You got to run the ball. Where they run 15 times, I think, in the whole game.
Yeah.
All right. But he also says we need to make plays when we have the opportunity. Like, here's what my big takeaway was on this in terms of the play calling. Everybody says we should have ran more. We should have ran more. We should have ran more. But this is not, I might come across as a pile up on Derek, but F it. I'm just going to say it because it's the truth. The play calling was working. The execution was dog shit from the quarterback position. I'm sorry, guys. Like, whether you are ride or die for Derek Carr or not, this was not a good game for him. We saw a lot of passes sail over receivers' head, open receivers. So if anything, and here's where I say I have a little bit different of a take on it. If anything, I think that the takeaway is Josh McDaniels had confidence because he kept calling those goddamn plays, getting those guys open, and Derek was missing them. So is that a lack of confidence, or is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a lack of confidence in Josh Jacobs. It's a confidence in Derek Carr, and then Derek didn't deliver, and he let him down. And I think that's why he kept that commitment to the play calling on the passing game. I don't think it was like, look, Josh McDaniels is not an idiot. Like, he's not a dope. This guy's spent his entire life in football. These decisions that they're making, we're going to get into the off-field decisions that they're going to make here in a minute. This stuff is highly calculated, guys. This is not something like anybody that's thinking like he's just like, oh, he's clueless, and you have it all figured out on your couch. Like, come on, man, really? Like, don't undersell what these people that have dedicated their lives to football are doing on the field. There's a reason that Josh McDaniels kept going to the passing game, and I think it's because he had faith in Derek to maybe make a few instead of failing on a few, and then they would find success. So I think that's my big takeaway out of that. And I hear Josh Jacobs loud and clear. I'd be pissed too. Cold weather game, give me the damn rock. I've been having a great year, give me the damn rock. I'm in a contract year, give me the damn rock. So of course he's going to have that kind of a response there. But I think to like completely lay it on the play calling and to take his comments and just do that, I think you're missing a point a little bit there, Raider Nation, that if anything, these things were working. It wasn't because they were failing, Swag Jeff.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I totally agree with that. Yes, you can call certain play calls, as a reason we lost that game and stuff like that. And Josh had every reason to say everything that he said. Who would have thought that in week 16 of the NFL and for the Raiders, we'd be talking about how the offense really needed to try to bail out the defense because, this whole offseason that we talked and all that stuff, it was kind of like, hey, it doesn't matter if our defense is going to be shit because we're going to be scoring 40 points a game, with all of our weapons that we have. But that's not the case. And so, up until 45 seconds left in the game, we held the Steelers to 3 points. Yeah. 3 points. Or 10 or 10. Whatever. No, it was whatever it was.
I don't remember.
Whatever it was. I mean, the defense did their defense.
It was low.
It was low. The defense did
It was under 17. And if you can hold a team to under 17 points, you ought to win a goddamn football game.
Absolutely. They did their job.
They did their job.
The defense has really stepped up in a major way, and I hate that we lost Chandler, and I hate that we lost Perryman, but he's bringing in some young guys on the defensive side of the ball to give them an opportunity as well to see how they mesh and see what they do and stuff like that. But, respect to Cleve Farrell.
Yeah,
He jumped in for Chandler Jones and had a monster second half. He did really well. But, Josh Jacobs, he's calling out the players.
Yeah.
He's calling out players. Hey, we've got to bail these guys out. Yes, give me the ball, but hey, you guys got to do your shit too. You got to catch the ball.
I do feel like he's also is calling out the coaches though, because I'm a layman when it comes to football plays and those kind of things. I just know what I'm seeing. One thing I do know that I've heard my whole life is when it's cold, you run the freaking ball.
Yeah.
So, okay, Josh McDaniels had faith in Derek Carr. Great. But at what point, after how many sails into oblivion, do you lose a little bit of that and say, okay, it's not his day. Let's change the play.
Point.
Like if you're a offensive genius, which I keep hearing this phrase and thinking, okay, maybe. And sure, he's won a lot of things, and I am not discounting what he's done. He did have Tom Brady, and he had a lot of other great things. But like, at what point do you say, okay, Derek's not the guy. He's not the one this game. Or are you just saying, well, let's just let him fail and we'll lose this game and we'll lose the next couple and we'll just move into 2023. Like, it just felt like, why wouldn't you change the game plan? Like, if Derek Carr's not making the throws, change the game plan. Like, because he wasn't. What do you make, 2, 3? I don't know. Not many.
Probably, arguably one of his worst games of his career.
One of his worst games of his career, change the game plan. Even if it's what you think needs to be done, Derek Carr was not providing you with the outcome that you were expecting. Change the game plan.
Yeah, I'm with you. Great point, Michelle. Great point. And chat room, keep those opinions coming. We want to check back in with you guys here when we get after the show for sure. And love the comments, man. The chat room is blowing up. I can see out the corner of my eye here. And keep it coming. We want to get caught up with you guys. So, all right, let's check in with old JMD here. And this is interesting to me too, guys. So I'm a sucker for body language. I've talked about it on this show numerous times. Josh McDaniels, when asked a question, he does this. He immediately goes into defensive posture. And then right before he answers, he does this and he rubs on his nose. He's given all the indicators from body language that maybe he's not telling you everything that's going on in his mind. I think this was 100% calculated from Monday. This is Monday's press conference. And listen to what Josh McDaniels had to say after this game.
Statistically, I know there's still a chance for the playoffs, but realistically, they look to be out of reach. And I'm curious, as you look at the long term of the team, Derek's contract, if he's injured, is guaranteed moving forward. So if you guys continue to play him, is that hey, we're sticking with him in the future? Or is that all things that have to be talked about?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that are going to go into that bucket once we kind of sort through after tonight. There's other things too. We have guys that, Divine, is that worth playing, not playing, coming off IR, it's the guys that got injured, here this week or have some things that are nagging them. I think there's a lot of things that you start to, talk about relative to taking care of the people that are dealing with things like that, injuries or contracts, what have you. I think you got to consider all that stuff. We just got back in this morning, So we're going through the game. We're going to coach the game and correct all the things that need to be corrected. The reality is we haven't had any conversations about those things yet. And, as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm sure we'll sort through some of those things. But, we're aware of all those things too.
Could be a possibility that maybe in terms of.
I think there's a possibility that we would do the right thing regardless of the position. You know what I mean? Just in terms of the team. You know what I mean?
Like that right. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude's not playing.
Right.
So, like I said, Chandler went down, Denzel went down, rushing those guys back. Divine is another one. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go into this, so I'm not going to get up here and prognosticate everything at this point. Like I said, we're going to get in here and coach the game and correct that. And then I think in due time, make the right decisions, hopefully to protect those guys that, we should protect, relative to health, and then also do the right thing for the organization as we go forward.
Okay. So the writing is so on the wall right there, and do the right thing for the organization going forward. He didn't say do the right thing for the team.
Right.
He said, do the right thing for the organization. And this is where we're going to jump in. I'm going to play you one more thing here before we jump into some of these numbers. But that to me was like the most revealing comment was when he mentioned organization. All right, so let's go ahead and let's jump into the news of the day. Let's officially stamp it. Okay, wherever we're at on the show here, hit your timestamp here, and let's talk about the news that came out today. This is the NFL Network reporting on I keep wanting to say the release because that's kind of what it feels like. The benching of Derek Carr.
Right. There's a contract decision that is coming for the Las Vegas Raiders, but that's going to come after the season. We'll have plenty of time to talk about what it would mean if they do decide to move forward with Derek Carr, the $40 million. And there's a lot of decisions that everyone has to make in the offseason regarding the quarterback position. Plenty of time for that. For now, what we know is this. The Raiders want to take a look at Jarrett Stidham, and obviously this is a staff that is very familiar with him. Both Josh McDaniels and Dave Ziegler, the general manager, came from New England. Drafted Stidham there. I know they think pretty highly of him, so they will take a look at him, as they will from some other players at positions where they're taking over for veterans. Of course, Denzel Perriman headed to IR. Chandler Jones, I'm told, also going to be placed on IR with his elbow injury. You see more young people there. So it just doesn't make sense at this time to play Derek Carr. There's the business, there's the football, there's the want to take a look at younger players. A lot going on here for the Raiders who, do mathematically have a chance. But, of course, it seems very, very far-fetched that they will. You got to start thinking of next year. They need to know whether or not Stidham is in their plans, so they're going to play him.
All right. So there, Ian Rappaport mentions the Raiders still have a chance. This is kind of funny, guys. So here's the thing. So will the Jared Stidham era return us to greatness here? The Raiders, who are 6-9 or 12th in the AFC, if we win our last two games, Miami loses their last two games, the Jets lose to the Seahawks, but then beat the Dolphins. The Patriots beat the Dolphins, but then lose to the Bills. The Steelers lose one game, and then the Titans beat the Cowboys and then lose to the Jaguars. We win with an 8-9 record. We win all the tiebreakers, and the Raiders can still make the playoffs. That, guys, is a 1.2% chance that it will happen. So this season is effectively done. All right, so stick a fork in the Raiders. Now, in terms of so there you go. So season's over. So why are the powers that be making the decisions that they are around the Raiders? All right, so I've got a lot of stuff to throw at you guys here. Both you two here in the fan cave and also to everybody that is in the chat room. And please keep those opinions coming. But here's the thing. This is 100% a business decision. Right. This has nothing to do with all the things that we celebrate about Derek and all the loyalty and all that. It ain't show friends, it's show business. You don't get paid for what you did. You get paid for what you're going to do. And as of right now, the Raiders coaching staff and management doesn't have faith in what he's going to do with this team going forward. And so here's why. We started this conversation last week, and I'm glad we did when we did about the contracts, because it becomes a conversation of value. Like, are you worth what the team has to commit to you to still be on the football team? Well, here's what the Raiders would have to commit to Derek Carr for him to be a member of the football team, let alone a starter or anything else. As a member of the football team next year, the Raiders, as of right now, would have 31 players on roster going in to the 2023 season. Okay, that means they got 31 players under contract. That means we have to backfill more than every team that's ahead of us. And the Raiders, as of right now, are 10th. Okay, So we have to backfill more so than 9 other teams that are ahead of us. Okay, so we have 31 players on roster. We have $175 million committed as of today to salary cap. The projected salary cap for next year is going to be $220 million, okay? So we established that. Derek Carr's number is $35 million, basically, which is 23% of their existing, 20% of their existing salary in 2023. That's a pretty high number. That's a number that you don't want to have for a guy that you don't necessarily know is going to be part of your team, first and foremost, let alone isn't a top performing quarterback in the NFL. So when we look at the teams that have the highest dollars committed ahead of the Raiders, the Browns, Cowboys, Chiefs, Colts, which is weird, Bills, Titans, which is weird, Buccaneers, Vikings, Packers, okay? And then the Raiders. So the Raiders are 10th on this list with that $175 million. So that means that there is $45 million left on that projected cap of $220 million. Well, if you cut Derek now, that means only $5 million remains. That's that dead cap number that we talk about all the time. There's only $5 million that remains. With players like Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, those two guys alone, you got like $20 million alone in dead cap money. You want to sign Josh Jacobs? You're going to assign your team a lot of dead cap money. So what I'm saying to you is this, Raider Nation, if you want the Raiders to be successful in 2023, they're going to have to backfill some positions because as of 2023, we have 2 wide receivers under contract. That is in Darren. That is in Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams. Darren Waller is the only tight end under contract. We have 4 running backs under contract, and none of them are named Josh Jacobs. We have 5 offensive linemen under contract for 2023. We got a lot of work to build this football team. And while quarterback is the most valuable position and the most critical position in all of team sports, he can't do it alone. And when the results are questionable, it leads to getting benched for Darren Stidham for the last couple weeks in the season. And the last thing I'll tell you guys is this, and I've brought this up a few times and I did some homework on it, and so bear with me for a second, but this is what it is all about. Here is your formula. This is what wins in today's NFL. I went back to January 26, 2003. Anybody remember that date? That's when we got blasted by the freaking Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. All right? Ever since then, every single winning, for the most part, every winning team in the Super Bowl had a rookie quarterback, a badass defense, and a great running game. Okay? Because they can afford the quarterback. This is after the rookie wage scale came in when we blew it out and paid Jamarcus $35 billion and all that crap. Okay? So since then, here's your quarterbacks of your setups for your Super Bowl winning teams. The next 2 were the New England Patriots. Tom Brady, rookie contract. Right after that, Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger, rookie contract. Here's one of your exceptions. You had the Indianapolis Colts beat the Chicago Bears. That's Peyton Manning. But Peyton got paid a couple years before, but in particular this year, he was on a friendly cap number. He only made $9 million. The year after that, his brother won on a rookie contract. Eli and the New York Giants. Year after that, Pittsburgh again on Ben Roethlisberger's rookie contract. Year after that was freaking Drew Brees on a team-friendly contract because remember, he was
coming back from injury.
So he took a super freaking easy contract. All right, Green Bay, year after that. Guess who's on a rookie contract?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron freaking Rodgers. All right, then you got Eli again on another team-friendly. He only counted for $9 million against the cap. Then the year after that, who won the Super Bowl? Joe Flacco and the Baltimore Colts. What was Flacco on, Swag?
I think a rookie contract.
Rookie contract. Year after that was Russell Wilson. What was he on?
Was he on a rookie contract?
He was on a rookie contract. After that, you got, here's a handful of exceptions. You got Tom twice and Peyton. So Tom got a bag from the Patriots in 2015. Peyton got a bag in 2016, and then also Tom again in 2017. The difference is that even though they got a bag, those teams had badass defenses. So even though they got a bunch of money up front, they had team-friendly-ish deals and badass defense. So if anybody wants to call out an exception, I'll give you that. But oh, by the way, it's 2 of the greatest quarterbacks have ever walked the face of the earth. Just to throw that out there at you. Then Philadelphia wins it with Nick Foles and Carson Wentz, who are on
rookie contract.
All right, there you go. And then we go back to Tom Brady on a team-friendly deal at $15 million. And then the year after that, we go to Patrick Mahomes with Kansas City and his
Rookie contract.
Rookie contract, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is the formula of the NFL.
Yeah.
Then you get Tom again, and then, of course, Matt Stafford last year, who, again, took a team-friendly deal, and then now he came in there and blew it out. And then, oh, by the way, now he's owed $60 million, and how'd the Rams do?
Oof.
Right.
Okay? Like, this is the formula, Raider Nation. So I would tell you this. This was McDaniels and Ziegler and Mark Davis's goddamn plan all along. They gave Derek a good look. They gave him a good faith shot at proving what he could do for the Raiders, for this team, for this offense. And whether you like it or not, he effing failed.
Yeah.
Sorry, love the guy, love who he is, love everything about him and what he has done for the Raiders, but except for some of this shit that he's done on the field, and this was his chance. And if you don't have the dog in you to get after it and kick ass in this kind of a season where you've been given the freaking golden ticket, ain't nobody feel sorry for you, man. Well, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, come on, man, because I'm sorry, Derek, you don't fit the formula. I want to, like, this is what I want as a fan. I want us to fit the formula, whether that's going out and getting somebody like Hendon Hooker, or that's bringing somebody in on a team-friendly deal like Jimmy Garoppolo. There's your new quarterback, Raider Nation. Get ready for that. This is what's going to happen for the Raiders, because that's the formula that leads to championships. And even when I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up. Even when you look at the teams that have lost in the Super Bowl, Joe Burrow, come on now. Like, it's still the formula. You bring in somebody cheap, somebody that can perform, and then that's what gets you success in the NFL, because you can pay all these other positions, and that's what the Raiders are going to do. Now, shut me up.
Yeah. Let's find it.
Shut up!
Yeah, you're exactly right. Well, I mean, a lot of people, it's so one way or the other. Half the people are blaming Carr, half the people are blaming Josh McDaniels, right? And both are at fault. Both have have been ass this year.
Yeah,
I mean, totally. But when you, especially you really look at moments like, I mean, I hate to just bring up super recent, but like the Steelers game, Derek threw 3 picks.
Oof.
One of those was on Foster Moreau. Damn it, man! Hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
Don't bobble it up in the air and hand it right to the other guy. Then he threw 2 that he was intending for Hunter Renfrow. One of them, you can maybe say, well, Renfro's an NFL quarterback. He put his hand on the ball, you got to catch it. But he was running full speed, and there was a yard behind him. Mm-hmm. He has to crank his body around, and it went off of him and right into another guy's hand. But you look at the last play of the game for the Raiders on offense. That should have been 6.
Oh my gosh, dude!
It should have been 6. It should have been 6. And Josh McDaniels called a perfect play, and the Steelers were fooled. Gotcha. And what happened? He threw it 4 yards to the left, 4 to 6 yards to the left, and Renfrow had to become a corner. I love Derek Carr. He's my favorite quarterback. Well, now I guess he's my third favorite quarterback.
Yeah, right.
Now Jarrett Stidham is our favorite quarterback.
Jarrett Stidham's our favorite quarterback now. But
and you love quarterbacks that wear number 3 for the Raiders.
No, I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
Daryl LaMonica.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Carson Palmer.
Well, I was, but I was.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give you shit.
Yeah, well, there's a number 3 right behind me with the Mad Bomber. Yeah. But no, I mean, Derek Carr, right? I mean, in this season, he's still my favorite quarterback. But a lot of people in the chat are saying that he's not even going to be at practice for the rest of the season.
Rest of the season?
That he's done.
Oh, wow.
Because he's third string.
Oh my.
He's third string, and they don't want him. They said he's not going to practice. They don't want him to get hurt.
Oh,
and said he may not even be at the games.
Oh, damn.
They won't even dress him out.
They don't want him to slip down the steps.
I mean, that could be bad for them. No, I think a lot of times, because us as fans, we're seeing everything in real time. But like all those numbers all those things that you just listed out, they knew that at the beginning of the season, and they probably had analytic teams saying, if Derek Carr does this is what we're going to do. If Derek Carr does that, this is what we're going to do. Like, if this is, and they knew weeks ago, months ago, probably what the plan was when it was time. We're just thinking, oh, what are they doing? Like, this doesn't make any sense. They knew what they were going to do analytically in the very beginning of the season when they signed on. Like, no one's going to just sign on and just throw their hands up and go, ooh, I hope this turns out okay.
Right,
they know the plan multiple ways. Like, they thought of every scenario probably as they were preparing for the season. And then we went on that 4-game, like, was like, oh, wait a minute, like maybe maybe this is the guy. Well, and then shit the bed, whatever. But it's they knew all of that information. I mean, obviously there are people that look that stuff up, but as a regular fan, you're not seeing that. You're just seeing each game individually.
Right.
They all knew that from the beginning. I mean, yeah, we can question like why they waited so long, or you're not going to give them the last 2 games, for home fans to see him. Like, there's a lot of questions and things that seem kind of crappy, but at the same time, it's a business. Like you said, they knew what they were doing. They've known what they were going to do, and they knew the plan, depending on what happened, the direction they were going to go.
And they gave him a chance.
And they gave him plenty of chances.
Plenty of chances. That's the thing. It's not like, Derek Carr was not given an opportunity. And that's where, I think as a fan, too, because, look, I'm so good. He, at least in the modern era, whatever that means. I don't know, whatever. Recent era of the NFL and the Raiders, there's not a more polarizing figure in Raider Nation. No. I mean, and I've been around a hot minute and turned the calendar a few times, and I know that a lot of those were before social media and the internet and all that stuff. But I don't ever remember having these kinds of debates about Mark Wilson or Jeff Hostetler or, you know what I mean, or whatever, or Andrew Walter or, I don't know, Ron Powless or whatever. Pick your Raider quarterback of the past. Not even Terrell Pryor, you know what I mean? And I think that as a fan, I'll say this. I want to hear back from you, Swag. I think as a fan, I think that this is a good feeling for us because it hits a reset button that unifies Raider Nation at least for a couple weeks. Now, we might find other reasons to be divided, whether that's your opinion about the coaching staff or, Mark Davis or whatever else. We can always find a reason to disagree, and especially in the Twitter sphere. Oof. But I think for now, at least for a hot minute, we're all rooting for the same guy now. That's
right.
And his name is Jared Stidham, and where's number 3?
Absolutely. Well, before I talk about that, I want to give a much respect to Sonny with a $4 donation in there. Says thanks for the love, DSee. Welcome to the Josh McDaniels era. And and there's a lot of truth to that. Say what you want about all that, but maybe it's time for a fresh start for everybody. Josh McDaniels is going to want his guy. And Derek, if he decides that he still wants to play ball, he can go and, imagine Derek going to play for a team like the Tennessee Titans. You know what I mean?
It's not that far out of scope,
It's not that far out of scope, but think about that. Think about him because he's been just berated for 9 years by Raider Nation. And I love Raider Nation, but they're put this guy through the damn ringer, man. And so for him to go to a place that doesn't really give a shit that much, like the Tennessee Titans,
they'll love it.
They'll be like, wait, is Derrick Henry playing? All right, we're good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's going to be like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
No one's calling for my head on Twitter. You know what I mean?
What's funny though? But that's the kind of team though that Derek would do well on. Yeah. You got a freaking, all-world running back, a freaking fantastic defense.
And basic fans
and
don't really care.
Yeah. And Mojo just sent me a bunch of people are in the chat saying that Derek left the team. And Fox Sport Radio put it out. It says Derek has reportedly left the team after hearing about the Raiders being benched by the Raiders.
Listen.
So he's literally taken his ball and gone home.
Wow. Listen, because I had said we had talked a little before this, and I had said that maybe in the meeting he said I got to step away from this because the toxicity, the constant barrage of, at some point you got to take care of yourself and your mental and your physical or whatever. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe he was like, listen, I can't do this anymore. This is too much. And also shitting the bed like he has probably helped make that decision. But maybe that's what happened. Maybe he was just like, this is too much. I can't.
He's not a 24-year-old guy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's deep into his NFL career.
He can't shoulder. I think, sadly, he takes on too much, and tries to carry everything. And maybe that got into his head this year, to the extreme. And there comes a point where you break and you just say, F it. He would say, screw this. No, he probably wouldn't say that. He'd probably say, crap on this. That's probably what he'd say.
Right.
But this crap is crap.
You're right.
So.
Well, and you talked about it right before we went live too, and a little bit I mean, I wonder like how long that this has really been in play. You know, yes, it's week 16 and we're all like, whoa, right now? Like,
right.
Okay, like, what are we doing here? But like to see Derek has been a different guy this season than any season that I've ever seen him. You know, he's always been cool and collected, you know, even when we're getting our ass whipped.
Yeah.
You know, he's been like, you don't see a lot of emotion out of him. And some people have a damn problem with that. And sometimes I have a problem with that. Like, come on, dude, get fiery, man. Like,
yeah,
you know,
the sulking on the sideline, Derek is
all that kind of stuff.
drag.
But, you know,
and it drags down the whole bench.
Right. But this year, like, they pan back to him when he overthrows Devontae by 4 yards. You know, he sitting here doing this and telling him, like, hey, you should have run that way, should have done this, whatever. And then, you know, the emotion that he had after going, you know, dropping down to 2-7 and all that stuff. And he cries during his presser and all that stuff. And you just wonder, like, I wonder if they kind of said something to him like, hey, man, next shitty game you got, your ass is going to ride the bench, dude. And like, and I think he kind of, you know, when you look back at it in retrospect, you kind of see like, oh, well, maybe we should have seen this coming a little more at this point. But I think Derek saw it. I mean, and it seems pretty clear that with his, you know,
they might have even have told him going into the season.
Right.
Possible.
You got a year to do it.
To show us something.
You got a year. You know, we're going to give you one solid season.
You made the playoffs, dude. Go do it again, or we're going to go find our guy.
Or we're going to look. You never know, man. And
you
like
don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we as fans, a lot of times, like I said, like we're not inside the walls of Henderson.
No,
you know, back in the day, Alameda, like we don't know what these come and to think that. I think it's I don't want to say it's a mistake, but I think it's a common misconception that fans have that people don't talk to each other.
Right.
Like Mark Davis is talking to Josh McDaniels. They're talking to Dave Ziegler. They're talking to Derek Carr. These conversations are going on constantly. There's not these there isn't this shroud of mystery and these things going on unbeknownst to one party or the other. They all work together. They all work in the same building. So they're having these conversations. So I mean, again, that's a little hard speculation on our part to say that he was given an ultimatum or a deal or whatever, but maybe it wasn't that explicit, but it was certainly implied.
Right?
Yeah,
yes,
you know what I mean.
Absolutely,
I think that's where this thing is going to pan out. And I forget somebody in there said, we'll find out when we get the 30 for 30, Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr in 20 years from now. But
exactly. And you know, and let's disclaim this: we're not shitting on Derek here. You know, we're so proud that he has been our quarterback for the last 9 years, through the ups and the downs, through the thick and the thin, all that stuff. This dude bleeds silver and black, and I have nothing but love and respect for that guy. But you know what? Sometimes it just comes a time where it's just, you know, you need something. You need something different. And I think it was Ron that said it. We have a little group text that we got with some of the made men, and Ron said something that really I was like, oh, that's, you know, that I really like the way he said that. He goes, even if it's not better, it's just different. And sometimes you just need a breath of fresh air and something different. And if we're ass, then, you know, that's a bummer.
Still ass.
But, well, there you go. But, you know, it's something maybe different. So Raider Nation will have someone else to be either super for or super against.
And I think I got there. I think I got to that point where it's like, okay, I'm ready to see something different.
Yeah.
Like,
Why not?
We've seen this for 9 years now.
not?
Let's look at something different. And then that was even before the
you
decision got made.
You look at the way that the quarterback position in the NFL has really shifted, and it's changed. Like this pocket passer kind of stuff, you don't really see that shit anymore. Like, you know, Derek Carr was kind of the end of that era. When he was drafted in the second round, I mean, there might be a couple guys that still do that a little bit, but like the super successful guys, I mean, like, you know, Burrow really isn't as much. And
but they're all pretty mobile nowadays.
They're all mobile.
And Derek can.
Look at freaking not Jared Allen, but Josh Allen's out there hurling people and trucking in defenders and stuff. Like,
So you've seen the
they
position.
can all move. You know what I mean?
You've seen the position change a little bit, and our position has kind of been just what it is for the last 9 years. You know, maybe I would just love to see our guy be able to juke around and go run and do a Terrell Pryor-esque run 93 yards down the like. I mean, we just don't see that.
Yeah,
and,
it's that desperation to make a play.
Yeah,
you know, like you roll out, like
I
and
love that.
be desperate to make a play. Like you don't see Derek Carr do that. Yes,
that's Kenny.
Yeah,
that
yeah. You don't see it. You don't see it with him. He just like stays in the pocket, and if he doesn't see his guys, then it just gets rid of it or collapses.
Yeah.
And maybe that worked at some point, but it doesn't work anymore in this league that they're playing.
Yeah,
in.
well, look,
you see everybody rolling out,
exactly.
making a
Well,
play.
we were talking before the show. I mean, we were talking about Baker Mayfield.
Yes, yeah.
You know that dude.
Jeez.
That dude, I'm just saying, man. That dude scrambles around.
He
and
scrambles around.
He makes something out of nothing.
Yeah.
You know, and you know,
That's what
maybe,
But then again, I'm gonna forget other teams. I'm gonna keep going back to Kenny. I thought that was very well put, because that was one of my criticisms of Derek was in that playoff game. We had 4 plays inside the 10-yard line to put the ball in the end zone against the Bengals to tie the game. And what was it? Was a spike. It was a throw out of the end zone. It was an overthrow to the side of the end zone, and then a throw short of the end zone. And I'm like, and I'll never forget, the first thing out of my mouth was, Kenny would never do that.
Never.
Kenny's putting the ball in the end zone. See the sea of hands if you need a reference point.
right.
Like, and this isn't like trying to hold everybody to a standard, of Kenny Stabler. But well, if you're a Raider quarterback, that's kind of a standard we hold you to. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, yeah. But that's interesting. That's good conversation there, y'all. And, I will say this one last thing, and then we'll throw it to you two for one last thing before we get to the Sea of Fans mailbag and hear from you and less of us, because that's always a good thing. Philip Mitchell in the chat. This was literally going through my head as I read this comment. He said the Colts ruined Carr. And sometimes you can be the best you're capable of being. You can have all the right intentions. You can have all the things stacked up for you. And then something happens and it changes your trajectory. And in 2016, Derek Carr was on an MVP pace. The Raiders defense was still in question. We weren't a great defense. I don't have any delusions we were going to win the Super Bowl. But would it have been unheard of for the Raiders to make not even a surprising good to deep run into the playoffs? Very, very feasible. And Trent Cole rolls up on his leg, breaks his leg, and that's the day things changed for Derek Carr. It's never been the same. He was on not even a slow, but a really pretty good trend upwards on his career, year after year. And then when that happened, it flattened out. And at times it dipped, and at times it came back up, and then it dipped again this year. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it was up and down, up and down, up and down from that point on. We had 2 games in 2017 where we kicked ass, and then we had that thing happen in Washington on Monday Night Football, and then it all went down after that. And since then, it's been up and down and up and down and up and down for his career. And so while he's consistently put up numbers, he hadn't put up results. And it all started with the Colts on freaking Christmas Eve. And damn it, when we talked about going into this game, Michelle, you remember? I'm like, Christmas Eve.
Yep, yeah.
And I know history doesn't inform our present entirely, but damn it, there was something in the back of my freaking Raider neck that was just tingling. It did not feel good. And that freaking Philip Mitchell, man, like, think about that. That Christmas Eve to this Christmas Eve, what's transpired in that man's career. And I hate that for him, because I hate it for the Raiders, because if Derek Carr does well, the Raiders do well. But anyway, that's kind of my final thought on it. And, just say this, final thoughts on this. Much respect to Derek. Wish it would have been different, but it's okay that we're moving on and trying something different now. Our sample size was large enough. He got a fair shot. He went through numerous, coaching, trees and scenarios and all that stuff. And now it's time to move on and for us all to hit that reset button and do something different.
Yeah, I echo everything you just said. Much respect to Derek Carr. Love him. He's my daughter's favorite player in the NFL. So thank you for everything that you did for Raider Nation. If it is your time to go, then we got nothing but love and respect for you. But you're our favorite player till you're not in silver and black. And if you're not in silver and black next year, then we just got to move on. And looking forward to the future.
Yeah. Absolutely. Brute Warrior in there says, "Be a Carr fan. I'll be a Raider fan."
Yeah.
That's ultimately what it comes down to, right?
That's the bottom line, because I think at the base of it all, we want to see the Raiders do well. We want to see them win games consistently. I love Derek Carr for his loyalty. I'm sorry that his level of play never matched that level of loyalty. But, and shouts out to him for hanging in there for all those years through all of the turnstiles of things that he went through. Like, a lot of people would have given up and said, trade me, get rid of me. I don't need this. But But at the bottom line, we want to see the Raiders freaking win a Super Bowl again. So whatever it takes, I don't care who you have to get rid of or who you have to bring in, do that. And I'm going to cheer for it.
Amen.
Absolutely. Well, and one Raider content creator will probably be out of a job.
Yeah. Bummer. Jeez.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he's thrown.
I said what I said.
Oh my gosh. All right, Frank Fiore in there says the Raiders haven't been winners even before Carr. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, we know.
We
yeah.
know.
And they weren't winners with Carr. So, like, you know what I mean?
And we want to be winners.
And we want to be winners. So it doesn't matter, like, how it looks, man. It really doesn't matter. I don't care who our damn quarterback is. Just somebody hoist a goddamn trophy.
Once a Raider, always a Raider. So
Amen.
if he goes, he goes. He's still a Raider.
That's it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And anyway, well, we could make this the Derek Carr show, and I've got even some more thoughts, but we'll save those to next week. And hopefully we'll get QB Jeff back in here, by the way. And we'll talk to QB Jeff and
we need
get
to talk to him about
his thoughts and kind of finalize what we're feeling. And you know what? Listen, we're going into a game against the freaking Niners, right? And so you know what? So and shout out or not shout out all you Niner fans out there. Blas.
I thought his ass was going to be here tonight.
Well, I reached out to him to come in maybe next week. So maybe we'll have a full house in here. It'll be great. Yeah. So I reached out to Blas, Bussin' with the Boys, one of the producers there to come join us. He's a big Niner fan. My brother's a big Niner fan.
Yeah.
The family gene mutated. Don't judge. It just, I had nothing to do with it.
That's goofy, man.
It's weird. Goofy. He's a Niner fan. But anyways, you know, so hey, we got another game. And to me, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm screaming, Raider Nation. We got 2 Super Bowls left. 2 of our most hated rivals. We don't like the Niners, and we don't like the Chiefs. And they're on deck. So hopefully we'll see Jared Stidham go out there and throw for 400 and, you know, drop a few tutties on these guys. And of course, it's not going to be pretty with our defensive, you know, injuries we've got going on. But you never know. Crazier things have happened. All right.
Well, you know, so someone in the chat, and I've seen it all over social media and all that stuff. Well, at least Carr gave us hope. At least Carr gave us hope.
I want wins.
You know where my hope lies? Right here.
That's right. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Raiders, the Shield.
Yep.
The Shield always gives me hope. I don't put my hope in a player. You know, those players can be difference makers, but my loyalty lies in something bigger than the players.
Right.
No player is bigger than the Shield. No man is bigger than the Shield, and the Shield is what I root for. So, you know, if you can be sad, and I'm sad. If Derek Carr, if this is it, I feel a kind of way about that because he's been my guy for so long.
Yeah.
But, you know, next year, if he's not my guy, my hope will still be in the Shield. Will still be in the silver and black.
Yep.
It's a great point, Jeff. It's not bigger than any, or it is bigger than everybody. And that's even Al Davis. Yeah. Even Al Davis recognized that you know what I mean? The Raiders were bigger than him. But anyways, good stuff there. So anyways, all right. Enough of us. It's time to check in with you, Raider Nation. Appreciate everybody that's joining us in the chat room. Wyoming Raider is in there. Eyepatch, Juan Cortez. Paul is in there. Johnny Gones is in there. Ron the Materator. Al's Ghost, speaking of Al, is in there. Nix392 is in there. Mojo is in there. Volkerball is in there. Andrew Coda. Brute Warrior. Valerie Lynn. Let's see. Raider Critique. What's up, Raider Critique? Lencho is in there. Kyle is in there. Eyepatch, Lorenzo, Raider Way. Oh my gosh. David is in there. So many of our good friends. HYB Sonny is in there. Frank Fiore is in there. Juan Avalos is in there. Vegas Raiders is in there. Gosh, Michelle. Raider is in there. Trinidad is in there. Philip Mitchell is in there. Curtis Williams is in there. My gosh, so many of our good friends. Paul is in there. Jeez, man, like my finger's sore from scrolling up so high. Appreciate all of you so very, very much. Napoleon is in there. Ernie Cortez is in there. Big Easy is in there. My gosh, these names are flying in, man. We appreciate you and your support of Raiders Fan Radio. If you could just do us a quick favor, please, while you're in here, Julian Cardenas is in there. Joel Denning is in there. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like, stab the link, as the kids say, smash the bell, all that good stuff. Support Raiders Fan Radio, please, if you wouldn't mind, because what we do with 100% of the money we make around here, whether that's direct donations, which is at our nonprofit, which is the One Nation Foundation. We formed a nonprofit when we realized we can make money with this show. If you direct donate, let me slow down. If you donate directly at onenationfoundation.net, 100% of that money goes to the foundation. If you give a super chat, 100% of that money goes to the foundation. But even if you can't support us monetarily, just hit the like, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe. All that stuff amplifies our show. And with all that advertising revenue that we give 100% of that money away to our nonprofit, the One Nation Foundation. And also, if you need some gear, you can go to our website, RaidersFanRadio.com/gear, and you can go to our TeePublic site and buy some new gear. So I'm wearing the holiday shirt, the Christmas shirt, as the kids say, with our Raiders Fan Radio Christmas shirt. This is the last week you can get this, and then it's coming off until next year. So if you want one, grab one. And then also our incredibly inventive, brand new t-shirt design, not influenced by any other podcast, loosely affiliated with Will Compton, is the Raiders Fan Radio Get Made t-shirt that is over there getting sported by Swag Jeff. So definitely check that thing out at RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. Get a t-shirt. They're like, what, Jeff, $13?
Yeah. From now to the end of the year, they're running their final sale of the year. So 35% off. Yeah, you get a t-shirt for $13. You get a hoodie for like $30, all that stuff. Yeah, get in the mix with that.
Come on.
It's good stuff.
Get in the mix. You can get a Michelle shirt.
You can get a Michelle shirt.
Yeah, so you see
get a Michelle tote bag. You can get stickers.
Nice.
You can get all that stuff.
So for those of you on the YouTubes, you can see Michelle's got her logo there in the bottom left corner, and you can get a shirt with Michelle on there. There you go.
No, I don't know. I'm backwards.
That's
I'm
all
sorry.
right.
I'm trying to find it.
But yeah, so you can find all of our gear there. So definitely go and help us out. Hit a like, thumbs up, subscribe, whatever. Any way you can support the show, we appreciate it 100% because we're giving all of our money away to Raiders-related charities. All right. So see a fan's mailbag.
Yes.
So you can contact us a multitude of ways. You can jump in the chat at youtube.com/RaidersFanRadio, or you can email the show. And you can email the show at show.
Okay.
Get your pens, people.
You got it?
Yeah.
You got a quill for Paul?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's show. So S.
S as in Sam. Okay, right.
Yeah. H.
As in Hendon Hooker. Okay.
Exactly. O.
As in, oh, yeah.
W.
Win.
Oh, nice.
So that is SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. You can send us an email or you can call the show at 909-345-3346. That is 909-345-3346. But before we get to your voicemails, we're going to go ahead and jump into your emails, and Michelle is going to lead us off with the emails.
Yep, here we go. Salute RFR, salute nation. We knew it was in the air that this was going to be a tough matchup. After the first drive, I thought we were okay. I'm supposed to be watching and enjoying the game, not thinking we're okay because I knew we need to play 60 minutes, not 10. Jacob's comments were on point simply because these guys are professional athletes and should treat their job as such. Once again, Raider Nation, all we ask for, effort, not excuses. All we hear now are nothing but excuses. We begin this season with the undefeated preseason, looking forward to absolute domination, and we're completely let down. I hope Mark sticks with his 3-year plan. We need consistently. I encourage Raider Nation to continue to fly the flags loud and proud. Support we never lack. Salutations from the Silver and Black Mac. Raiders! Okay, next we have Paul, and this just shows you like how down and out Raider Nation is. We got 2 emails. Like, I mean,
wow, yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Everyone's down bad. I'm sorry, guys. We're here for you. All right, here we go. Hey, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas and managed to stay safe with that dreadful storm hitting the country at that minute. I apologize in advance for the negativity in this email, especially at this time of year, but it's hard to be positive, isn't it? I'm a horror fan. Books or films. I love a good psychological horror. Stephen King is my go-to author and currently Spanish-language horror films, thanks to the likes of Guillermo del Toro. You could put those 2 brilliant minds together, lock them in a room for a couple of months, and neither of them would be able to come up with a worse script than the horror show we're currently enduring with the Raiders. Truth. Some things just haven't changed all season. Slowly, bit by bit, our optimism has been chipped away. Weekend after weekend, we've been subjected to ineptitude, and it's the same mistakes that are being made by the same people all the time. Outcoached by Dennis Allen, Todd Downing, and Jeff Saturday, and beaten by Andy Dalton, Matt Ryan, Baker Mayfield, and now Kenny Pickett. There's only a few that can hold their heads up and say they've done as well as they can, but by and large, I believe the quality of players we have are being let down regularly by inadequate coaching and a quarterback that must surely now be coming to the end of the line. There was supposed to be an unending amount of offensive play calling from Barney Rubble McDaniels, and Patrick Graham was supposedly going to blind us with a variety of defensive lineups. So far, nothing. And before anybody screams at me that they haven't got the quality of players, then they should have used a playbook to suit what they have until they'd built the roster accordingly. If this bunch are on some kind of probationary period where they have to prove themselves to stay in a job, they're in a huge hole. You don't need me to go through all the negative stats surrounding us at this minute, but the one thing that has boiled my piss more than anything this year is the lack of reaction to opposition adjustments. They never do anything. As soon as somebody throws a punch at us, this coaching staff has no idea how to react. It's been a scandalous misuse of the talent we have. Which brings me to the thorny subject of Derek Carr. I've been on the fence with him for quite a while, but I do think it's time to move on for everybody's sake. Financially, it doesn't make sense to keep him because of his contract, and his inconsistency has now become unbearable. Of course, he's not to blame for everything, but you have to start somewhere, and there has to be a plan to move on and try something fresh. Otherwise, we're just going to be stuck for another year playing Russian roulette football. Aside from the money aspect, I've read and seen over recent weeks where McDaniels doesn't trust him. So why would he keep him and use him to blood a rookie quarterback? He's more likely to use DSee as a scapegoat. There are so many things to be addressed, and it's going to be a very busy offseason. One thing is for certain. They need to keep Davante Adams happy while they sort things out. I'm fairly sure when he signed his deal, he was sold a different story than the one we have now. He may be happy playing for his boyhood heroes, but he's 30 now, and he's a winner. He deserves to be on a team that's challenging for honors, not bouncing around in a rudderless ship from one game to the next, and now part of a project that could take years at the current pace. Keep him happy at all costs, because the last thing we want is to see him asking for a trade. I don't think that will happen, but the thought won't leave the back of my mind. So we can trust McDaniels to improve his performance and change his way moving forward. Will he admit his failings and mean it rather than read it off a scripted card? And can we trust that DSee will somehow become the quarterback machine we all want him to be in year 10 if he stays? We're seeing nothing suggest at the minute from either of them, so I think this is where Dave Ziegler has to start his spring clear out. Next up, the Santa Clara 49ers are in town, followed by the Muppets from Missouri. And if any of you think they're about to ease up and play their depth players because they're already in the playoffs, then think again, my friends. They have a chance to really rub our faces in the dirt, and that horror show could be one to watch from behind the sofa. Stay safe, RFR family, and Happy New Year to you all. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, the Royal Scribe, Paul Edgerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Polly Award winner 2019 and 2022, Foggy Glasses Award winner 2020, BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, five-time
times two.
Winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Nice job, Paul.
Paul, your name Paul?
Paul.
I met him with Paul.
Who?
Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul.
Hi. I'm Paul.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you to all of the emailers tonight, which is all two of you. We appreciate you very much. You know what? It's kind of funny that, like, it got quiet in the sea of fans this week.
Yeah.
Like the last week.
No, most times when the Raiders play bad is when we get the most.
I think, but
everyone was broken. It broke.
Go on
us.
about that.
Yeah, like that's when I started my rant. Like I think that game really just kind of broke everyone down, and it was like, what do you freaking say besides every cuss word on the planet? And even then, it was like, is it even worth saying it? You're like wasting my breath. I don't know. It just felt like everyone's spirit was broken.
Absolutely. I think that's a great point there, Michelle, because and look, if anything, we can just see it reflected in the numbers and the amount of, now granted, because of the big news today, we have a lot of you in the chat room tonight. And so there's been a lot of conversation. Now, if Derek would have been benched on Monday, I'll bet you today's Sea of Fans would have been lit up.
Bananas,
it would have been
True,
bananas. But being that this is only coming off of just because, I mean, literally that news broke like, 2 hours before showtime? It was. I'm with you, Michelle. Everybody, it felt very, very defeated. There was a couple of calls that did sneak in under the wire, and we've got those. And can't wait to feature these calls. And for those of you that are in the chat room and you've never called the show, like, give us a shout.
Yeah, man.
909-345-3346. And we want to hear you. And for the most part, I play everything. Like anybody that calls us during the week, we get you in. And especially during the off season, like it gets real lean, frankly, during the off season when there's not a lot to talk about. And we'll just get a handful of calls. And so we'd love to hear from you. But, this is the time of year, man, especially like we just said, the participation drops off because everybody's feeling broken. Like, give us your take. And it doesn't have to be like a current take. Like, tell us a story about why you became a Raider fan or like whatever. Just like, but just call. No pressure, man. We get some very creative, fun calls, but don't feel like you got to, do a whole produced number or nothing. Just give us a call. Give us a quick take a minute, and talk about the Raiders. If you're watching this show, you love the Raiders. Tell us why you love the Raiders. Like just hop on there and we would love to hear from you. Okay. That's 909-345-3346. All right. Let's check in with our good buddy, Animal Mother. He is down there in Southern California, down there just outside of LA. And let's check in what he's got to say this week. Let me just say this. I got my edit button on quick, early, and often with Animal Mother's call this week. Yeah.
My guy.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Animal Mother calling in from Upland, California. Hey, I just want to thank Derek Carr for ruining Christmas for everyone. This terrible throws. You got to be kidding me. I don't even know what to say. We got beat by a team that is not good. Man. I'm pissed. And then I got to sit through Christmas dinner tomorrow with my sister-in-law, who's a Steelers fan. She's casual. Can't name more than 2 people on that team. But still, I'm going to have to hear it from her. And now we're pretty much done. So, yeah, it's great. I have avoided the Derek Carr hate train for a long time because I think he's a good dude. But, man, he was garbage tonight. Terrible. You can't put that loss on our defense. Like, it's on him. I could have made that throw to fucking Renfro, and
you missed one.
I missed one. I missed another one.
Oh, my God. I got to get up. It's 8:30 p.m. California time. I got to get up at 1:30, preheat the grill. Got a 20-pound prime rib going on.
Even the prime rib
too. If we had not just been terrible tonight, asshole.
My long-lost brother.
We'll let you guys hang in there. Animal Mother out.
Oh, my gosh. Animal Mother, if you need him. Oh, that's so funny. So
he may be the first person ever to cuss at a prime rib.
Right? Yeah. That poor prime rib didn't do anything to him.
Yeah, right?
Except nourish him deliciously after the fact.
Right? That was wonderful.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Ron the Mater says the bleep to regular word ratio is almost 1-to-1.
No kidding.
Well, being that his brother is CPA Joel and he does numbers for a living, maybe we can figure that out. That'd be a fun one to like break down the amount of F-bombs to words, to regular words. Yeah. So in my excitement to play Animal Mother's call, I forgot to kick it off with Cousin Sonny.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So Cousin Sonny called in, got in late, but he got his call in. And so let's go ahead and really, the Animal Mother, like that's a special place to kick off the segment here in the voicemails. But let's go ahead and return serve to Cousin Sonny and check in with him and find out what he's got to say this week.
Murph, this is Cousin Metered Take Sonny up here in the Pacific Northwest. What up to Swag and Michelle, all the made men, the Raider Nation out there in large. Murph, today's the day. DSee is benched And we're getting a new quarterback the next 2 games. And, most likely we're getting a new quarterback moving forward with the Raiders. All the Kardashians will be upset. All the Carr fans will be upset. And all those who really know football and leadership will be justified, right? Because Derek Carr's moving on. But Murph, here's the thing, man. We owe this guy a big thank you. Anybody who calls themselves a Raiders fan owes Derek Carr a big thank you. Because for the last 8 years, at least we've had consistency at the quarterback position. Murph, remember the hope Derek Carr provided us? Now, this is hard as a fan, right? Detach yourself from the fumbles through the end zone. Detach yourself through the cold weather games. Detach yourself from all the ways Derek Carr disappointed you. Because he did in droves. We got to give the man respect. He brought hope to this Raiders team 8 years ago. He brought hope, a fresh face, a gunslinger. And for those first few years prior to that injury on Christmas Eve against the Colts, DSee was on a trajectory I think all of us would say that ended with the MVP of the league. Then he gets hurt and doesn't able to come back from that. But DSee gave us hope. He is our version of Luke Skywalker, man. Because remember this, Murph? Pryor, Palmer, Campbell, Russell, Culpepper, Walter, Collins. Those were all the quarterbacks prior to Carr. In between Gannon and Carr, we had a lot of no-names, a lot of guys we forgot about. And who knows what's going to happen moving forward. I'm happy Carr's gone. I'm happy he's benched. I'm happy, all intents and purposes, he's moving on. It's time to make a change. But Derek Carr, thank you for leading this team for the past 8 years. Thank you for standing up at the podium amongst a bunch of shit in the background and standing up there like a man. I respect you. I wish you the best moving forward. DSee.
All right, there he is. Cousin Sonny. Good take, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And those things are unquestioned, and it really is. And I love the way he framed that. Like, if we remove all the disappointment and all those things that he detailed there, that's what Derek Carr was. We had Derek Carr and Khalil Mack in the same draft.
Yeah.
Like solid, man. And Gabe Jackson, by the way. Shout out Gabe Jackson. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, that was a great draft, and it did, because all those years leading up to that, they were lean. I mean, they were super lean. We had all the dysfunction going on with Al, at the end of his life, and we had all that, the coaching volatility and the player volatility and facility volatility. Like, there was everything, and we were an embarrassment. I mean, the Raiders were a laughing stock of football, if not all of sports, for a good while. And that draft and that regime of Reggie McKenzie and I guess of course Jack Del Rio, but that's what brought it back. But Derek was the original part. Him and Khalil were the ones that were the catalyst for all that. So anyways,
I think it's just such his solid, acknowledging the poor play, but also acknowledging the loyalty. I think if everyone could just do that and then move forward from that,
but that's a balanced take.
That's what's so hard for so many people. Their emotions. Some of you guys, y'all's emotions. Y'all gotta get those in check.
Including us sometimes. Because we get that way too.
Shut up, Jeff. You're totally wrong, right?
Well, when you get your emotions, though, you always find that balance. You come back to that set point.
Right.
Well, a lot of people don't. They just go straight to the freaking moon.
Right.
And never come down. And that's what I like about his take. Acknowledge that he never made it where we thought he was going to make it, but man, he really stuck in there for Raider Nation. Yep. He really hung in there for us.
Absolutely.
And shouts out to him for that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Much respect. Pirate 1975 says, call Matt Flynn back. We had the Matt brothers. So we had Matt Flynn, Matt McGloin, and Matt Schaub.
Yeah.
All in that chunk of time. there was a lot of quarterbacks in there. Yeah. We could make an awful long list,
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and head down to Alabama, the 703, and check in with our buddy Josh down there. Hey, Josh, hope you're feeling better, man. Josh, he brings a lot of fire to his calls. dude's down right here. He's playing injured.
Oh, no.
But yeah, but much respect. He still made a call to the show. So I hope you're feeling better, man.
Hey, fam. A little under the weather right now, so I only got my usual fire today. I was sick the whole weekend, so the game started me out on the wrong foot, period. And, I mean, that was just embarrassing. I mean, it's put the blame on whoever you want. Last week's show, talking about, we know what Carr is, that and the other. I think that, you know what, if you have to move on from him, you move on from him. I don't want to go back to the Kerry Collins and the Walters and the Russells and all that stuff. I think we've all tried something before, said the grass was green on the other side, and then it wasn't. It is what it is. But that was just bad. I mean, the line's not holding up. Carr's getting, I know the weather. That last interception was terrible. Because when they took the field, I was like, I believe him. I'm like, hey, he's gonna go down the field. And obviously threw that pick, and that was it. But you can see Renfro and him were not on the same page. I don't know. Also on that 3rd and 1, right before they got the ball back for their final drive, why the hell would you throw that ball to Devontae? Why not hit a drag route or something? I don't know if that was scheming or what. I mean, it's like you guys said. There's people out there that know football way better than I do. I know from a fan's perspective, I can say things about leadership, but when it comes to actual X's and O's, I am a W. So somehow, by some miracle, still have a chance for the playoffs.
1.2% chance.
And man, the Niners.
There he is, Josh,
Nice.
the 703. Love it. One of the things I'm going to miss most of when we get into the offseason is Josh calling in and going, man, the whoever. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well,
He can still do that.
He didn't have to stop.
Oh,
He
okay.
could just be like in his
Just
life.
pick something, anything.
Just do Andy Reid and
Prime
Patrick
rib
Mahomes
or
just every
whatever.
other week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Prime rib.
Oh, that would be Animal Mother's call.
F the prime rib.
Man, prime rib.
Don't talk shit about prime rib.
Don't, no.
Hey,
Loves
dude,
that
don't
prime
get me
rib.
started on prime rib.
Oh, bro.
You love that.
I love that shit, bro. That was like you. You missed my cuss word.
No,
Like you did
yeah, you
Animal
did.
Mothers.
I did.
Man.
Now I have a confession. I've never had prime rib. So
You haven't?
No.
Oh
Never.
my gosh! Wow.
Confession.
Shout out. That's fucking crazy. Shout out to the Hollywood Casino in Tunica, Mississippi. They got some killer ass prime rib, bro. I'm gonna have to try it. Oh my gosh. Oh no! Animal Mother said he got drunk and burned it. Oh, he got drunk and burned it. Oh no! Bruh. That's poor guy. That's a bummer. I bet it was still good though. Maybe next Christmas, bro. Last Christmas, I burned a prime rib.
Oh my gosh.
The people that are new to the show are going.
They're like, what the?
They're like, what the people doing right now?
We
Like,
just lost 8 viewers.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course
we
we
did.
did. Yeah. All right.
I
All
got
right. Next up, let's check in. Let's go up to New Jersey and check in with our buddy Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murph? Happy belated birthday to Uncle Mosh,
Hey.
Young Swaggo,
Hey.
the F-bomb sommelier.
Hey, by the way, much respect, Uncle Mosh, having his
Uncle
birthday.
Mosh, that's
right. Mosh's birthday
Happy
was on the
birthday.
23rd.
Yep, sure was.
And as Mosh likes to say, 3 days in a row, me, Nixon, and Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So happy birthday, Uncle Mosh. Continued celebrating retirement and got to spend Christmas Day and with him and the
Yeah,
family.
how's he
It was,
doing? How's he doing?
Oh,
How's he
like
doing?
so good. Like amazingly good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, he sends us pictures of all the deer he's killed.
He's killing deer.
fun.
He's making charcuterie boards.
Oh,
he's
nice.
smoking meat. He's like, yeah.
And he texted at me this week and goes, "Hey, you want to go to Kentucky? Go to a casino?"
And you're like, "Well, yeah."
Yeah.
Well, listen,
You
now
wanna
that
leave right now?
Valerie has taught me how to use those machines, listen, now I done caught the bug. I told Luana, I was like,
no.
oh no, I think we need to go back to Vegas.
Well, Tunica's a lot
He was
closer.
like,
we
oh,
just
shit.
left.
No, yeah, listen, I
right.
don't want to go back to Vegas for a while, but Tunica,
Tunica or
I'm in for that.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Valerie
we
did
got
an
some
impressive
spots.
She did?
job
Oh,
showing
that's
me
awesome.
Making sense. It
Really?
didn't make sense before. She helped me make sense.
Oh,
of that.
right on.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah.
shouts out to her.
Word.
There you go.
Much respect, baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, back to Rev Raider.
It was probably in rare form on Saturday, Michelle Sweat. This is Rev Raider calling from Jersey. Man, it's a rough one. There's a couple of things I wanted to just say. I was hearing what you guys were talking about the DSee contract last year, this year coming up and stuff like that, and I just remember, I remember at the beginning of the season, everybody was ecstatic about the contract because they thought he was going to be doing good and stuff like that. And they were saying how in the years to come, that $34 million and up is going to seem like pennies because he's everybody else is going to start getting paid. Plus, let's not forget the YouTube deal for Sunday Ticket is coming up, and YouTube has exclusive rights for $2 billion a year.
Is that
So
right?
that means the salary cap is going to go up with those revenues.
YouTube got it.
That's right.
Now
Love that.
I will say this: I am a
love that.
DC
Me
fan.
too.
I'm a supporter, but he did himself no favors in the game. That was a terrible performance, and it hurt. It hurt to see that. And we all know he can be better than that, but I just don't understand what the disconnect is. So I just got a feeling in my gut. I was just like, man, this dude might have just sealed his fate, and it sucks to say that, because I think he would do better in the second season in the system. He probably would.
Yeah.
But
fair.
God knows what the GM and the brass is thinking right now. So at this point, I'm just going to sit there and just watch and see how he performs the rest of the season, if he even plays, if they bench his butt or something.
Oof.
How about that?
A lot of that loss falls on him.
Rev Stradamus
Rev
right
Stradamus,
there.
gonna
Yeah,
say.
big time.
It has to.
Miss
I
Cleo.
will say, Foster Moreau, he got to do better. Drop passes,
Bruh.
penalties every game.
Yeah.
Illuminor keeps having dumb penalties, and then the defense played good, but that last play, somebody messed up. Nate Hobbs, I think he should have been guarding the inside because you had help over the top, and he just let Pickens just run free on the inside. And so he should have had inside leverage if you had help over the top. That was just what I saw just from looking at it initial. I hadn't dug into it or anything. But tough loss, and it's a struggle, I just wanted to be positive through my Christmas season. Happy New Year's to y'all. I'm good. Love y'all. Peace.
Oh, there he is, Rev Raider.
Nice.
Great call.
Yeah. We haven't even talked much about Foster Moreau.
All right, let's pass it around. Kick it off, Jeff.
He gone. He gone. We talked all off season. Before Darren Waller got signed, we were like, it's okay. Even if he doesn't sign, even if he he had just signed with Drew Rosenhaus, and we were like, you know what? If he wants too much money and we can't pay him, whatever he sits out, don't worry. We got the second best tight end in the NFL in Foster Moreau. No, we don't. No, we don't. Dude's got rock hands, man. Dude can't catch nothing this year, man. I feel like in 2022, that dude is like skydived down. I mean, he doesn't have it. I don't know what the deal is, man. Besides that one catch,
He went on busing with the boys. Maybe they have a jinx or
Oh,
something.
they got a jinx.
Oh, bro.
I'm just saying, Darren Waller got hurt. Foster got stone hands.
Damn, Will Compton jinxed himself.
Yeah, right.
With a
Literally.
stupid ass bet the bus stuff. Year 10
Ooh,
is
gee,
dead.
Careful. He'll never text you back.
Oh, good. Nothing's changed.
He's already not texting him back.
Jackass.
No, the thing about Foster Moreau that's so frustrating is that
That's funny, dude.
Hey, make another shirt so we can steal an idea.
We need another idea. his inconsistency is similar to Derek's. You know, it's like, man, when he's good, he's good.
Oh, yeah,
But then when
yeah,
he's
yeah.
bad,
Exactly.
it's like, oh shit, he's bad at really bad moments. And so
Yes.
I don't know that listen, if we're gonna start shaving off the stuff that's not worth it,
See you
gotta
bye.
go.
It's one of them.
Yeah.
Well, Waller's the only tight end we have under contract
Yeah.
going into 2023. And just
Yeah.
like Derek, with Waller going down, that should have been an opportunity for Foster to ball
step
out,
up,
right?
Right.
Gosh,
yeah,
totally.
and he didn't.
And he didn't.
And then he did, and then he didn't. And it's not, we don't want inconsistencies.
No.
We want full on, God, I hate this dude, and I hate to throw his name out there, but Travis Kelce, that, you could throw a bowl of Jell-O and he's going to catch all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want that.
That needs to be on a t-shirt.
I want that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want my tight end and wide receiver. I want that. Like,
Amen.
Patrick Mahomes knows, I don't care where he's at, wherever he's at, I'm going to throw this ball and he's going to pull it in.
Yeah.
That's what we need. Foster Moreau's not that.
Amen. Amen. And Darren can be that guy.
Yes.
Like Darren could be that guy.
can be
Darren's got that
guy.
range. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So no, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Foster will get a nice payday.
Yeah.
From some team that needs a tight end.
That's right.
But it won't be the Raiders.
Right.
Because we
Yeah.
don't need a
I
tight
hope
end,
not.
frankly. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the Jesper Horsted 2.0 experience will start.
Lorenzo's in the
first
chat
round
saying,
back.
well, don't worry, Gronk's going to come back.
Oh.
And he's going to play for the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't think that. Well, I mean, I hope that is that tongue in cheek.
I hope so.
I think so because
I'm assuming.
but because the Tom thing is very real.
I've heard
The
that.
what?
Tom
the Tom
Brady.
thing, Tom Brady. So you got listen, because here's the thing, Raider Nation, and shout out Mo Moten, who is Mo's article this week.
It was so good, man.
so good. It was professorial as well, right? We all three of us read through it before the show. He had some great takes on there, and this was prior to the Derek Carr benching. But his hot take, because Mo doesn't have hot takes. Mo has metered, legit informed takes. But he's like Mac Jones. And if you think about Mac Jones coming over to look what Mac Jones did in Josh McDaniels' offense. So Josh McDaniels has faith in Mac Jones. He also has faith in Jimmy Garoppolo. And while I was kind of being silly earlier, Raider Nation, when I dropped that name, it makes sense. It makes sense financially. It makes sense with the playbook. He can fit right in. He's had success in Josh McDaniels' system. Oh, yeah, and then there's that other guy, Tom Brady, that's had a little bit of success in this system too, playing with Josh McDaniels. So don't be shocked if one of those three guys are not a starter for the Raiders next year with then a drafted quarterback to back them up and then eventually take the place and become the starter. We're going to get a bridge guy. That's effectively what we're going to get. And it's very likely it could be one of those three because I don't think Belichick is sold on Mac Jones.
Oh, right.
But Josh McDaniels is. So I'm just saying that's probably where this thing is going to go. And I'm going to piss some people off, but you can be pissed off and it's okay. Just know this, that we are all pulling the same rope here. We all just want the Raiders to win. And that's at the end of the day. And that nothing else matters. Because nothing else matters. This whole Ratriots thing Raider Triots thing or whatever, I don't give a shit. Period. Bill Parcells took the Giants to the Cowboys and found success. It does, you know what I mean? You can whatever. There's Don Shula took the Colts to the Dolphins and found success. It doesn't matter to me what your prior experience has been. Yes, I know you hate Tom Brady, and I'm not a huge fan of his either. But if he can bring a Lombardi trophy to Las Vegas, I don't care. Just bring us some goddamn wins. Yeah. You can bring influences from other organizations. I don't care. Don't marginalize Raider Nation or the Raiders themselves. But guess what? The Raiders aren't what they were anyways.
Right.
So, just win, baby.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Jay Cutler. I don't give a shit. Pick a person.
Listen, as much as I hate Tom Brady, I do. He's not the worst bridge quarterback I can think of. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if it means it's going to take us to the finally getting to my son will finally get to see the Raiders in their heyday. I don't give a fuck. Crap. I did stop it. I didn't land.
It was good.
I didn't land the K. I didn't go all the way. I didn't land. I'm like Southwest. I didn't land. But I don't care who it is. I don't. If we're headed towards a Super Bowl, I don't give a shit who it is.
Mojo in the chat just said Jim Plunkett. Remember him? Yeah, drafted by the Patriots and won us 2 goddamn Super Bowls.
There.
Anybody remember Rich Gannon? He was a Chiefs quarterback.
Yeah.
And took us to a goddamn Super Bowl.
Mojo said she went. That's a strike.
Yeah.
But like seriously, guys, like it doesn't matter prior
don't matter.
experience.
I don't care.
Lyle Alzado was a Bronco.
Totally.
Bill Romanowski was a Niner and a Bronco.
Yeah.
Willie Brown was a Bronco.
Yeah.
Like, don't tell me that like this whole like influence of where players or teams or coaches started that it has to inform who we are today. That's bullshit.
No.
Willie Brown, the greatest of all time, right there, was a Bronco. And Al Davis went and got him and brought him over, and he ended up being the greatest for the Raiders ever. So like this, the past is not the precedent, man. I'm sorry. I don't care if you bring over Tom Brady. You could bring over Matt Patricia to coach the goddamn defense. I don't give a shit. Just win effing football games.
Well, yeah, well, and that's exactly it. And the people that you're getting roasted right now.
Yeah,
and that's,
I don't care.
And that's
No, right?
that's fine. And that's fine, man. Because you know what? Because those people. I mean, yes, I don't like Tom Brady because he's not a Raider. You know, yes,
And he's a
goes.
bitch.
It goes a little deeper than that. It goes deeper than that.
I got news for you, Raider Nation. Al Davis was a Charger.
Yeah, I mean,
Hello.
Come on, man.
at me,
Exactly. But you know what? Like,
Yep.
yeah, he's not mad. And it goes deeper than that. You know, I don't like a player if you're not wearing silver and black. I don't like you. You suck. I hate you. But you know what? If how interesting would it be? So say it, let's the Raiders sign Tom Brady. Rob Gronkowski follows suit. Everyone wants to go catch one pass from Tom Brady, whoever. We sign whoever. We get all these people on player-friendly deals, all that stuff. And the Raiders win the 2023 Super Bowl. Will that justify and totally right the Tuck rule?
No.
No?
But it will.
It will
still
help
be
us.
sweet as hell.
Certainly help, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Don't be married don't be married to a player. Be married to the Shield.
Amen.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's it.
You
And
think
I
Charles
hate-
Woodson is not going to freaking celebrate Tom Brady hoisting a Lombardi trophy for the Raiders?
Yeah.
Come on,
My
man.
gosh, that might be the most iconic photo ever. If it was Brady in a Raider jersey standing next to Chuck Woodson, arm in arm right there, holding the Raiders' 4th Lombardi trophy. I mean, I hate Brady because he's not a Raider now. I would love him if he signed.
Yeah.
Because he's a
and
Raider.
once he's a Well, because the thing about it is, when a coach or a player leaves a team, they leave that team and they go to I don't think that Josh McDaniels is deliberately trying to create Raidriots or whatever the people are calling it. Like, he's trying to create his team for the Raiders. Like, he wants to be a Raider. A lot of the things that he says, you can tell he's trying to embrace that like persona. He's trying to embrace that Raider image. And when players come from other teams, I mean, players hop around all the time, but whoever they're with, they want to win for that team. And I don't understand. Like, and I see a lot of people in the chat that are a little irritated by what we're saying. I freaking hate Tom Brady for what he did. But if he can help elevate this team to a level that is a Raiders standard should be, bring it.
Yeah,
like, I
why
don't
not?
care who it is. I don't care if it's shitty Carson Wentz. Like, if you can win us a Super Bowl, sorry, Carson, I didn't mean to throw you under the bus, but
No, he sucks. It's
but
okay.
he sucks. But I mean, I don't care who it is.
Amen.
I do not care who it is. If they are with Raider Nation, I'm with them. And if they're bringing me a Super
Truth.
Bowl, you damn right I'm going to celebrate. I don't care who it is.
Doesn't
Well, look,
matter.
if you're successful at a job, it doesn't matter what job it is, whether it's
Right.
the NFL
Or where you
whether
came
it's,
from.
whether it's I work in tire sales. You know what I mean? Like, you do your stuff. My wife's a wedding planner. All these different things that people do. If you're successful and you switch jobs, you're going to take what you did successfully and bring it to your new place.
That's right.
Because that's what it takes. God forbid someone pull you from another job. I'm in sales. So another company goes, hey, we want you to come work for us. It's because you were doing something right.
Right.
So Mark Davis calls Josh McDaniels and says, all those Super Bowl rings you got, that offensive mind, I like it. Why don't you come do it here? Do what you got to do. Bring in who you got to bring. Do what you know what I mean? Like, if it works, It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Just win goddamn football
games. Do you want to
games.
wish that we win a Super Bowl? Or do you want to freaking win a Super Bowl?
Let's go, Michelle.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's the only question.
Truth, man. Come on.
Amen.
I want to see a Raiders Super Bowl. I've never
The
seen
end.
one.
Period.
It doesn't matter.
I want to see one.
Bring the fourth Lombardi
Before
trophy.
I die, I want to see a damn Super Bowl win.
Bring number 4. My gosh, man, this is fun. The good stuff, man. You know, and listen, y'all. Listen. It doesn't. None of us are right. None of us are wrong. Everyone's got their opinion, and they're just like our buttholes, man. They're all individual to our own.
That's right.
But you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, hey, man, we all got them. We all got
Very specific there, Murph. Very specific.
assholes and opinions. Right?
That's right.
We all got one. You know what I mean?
my
Yeah,
gosh.
absolutely. So appreciate, but keep yours coming, not your buttholes. We don't want to see those. But keep your opinions coming.
Jeff had to come out of his headphones. He could not handle. That was too much for him.
Keep them coming, but not your butthole. That sounds like a call that Mojo would make. Oh, bruh.
Paul, this
Holy
took a
cow.
weird
Yeah,
turn.
Paul says it's- yeah.
Paul, don't act brand new. Come on
I
now.
was gonna say, Paul,
You
come
watched
on
this show
now. You
before,
know
bro?
this how we roll.
One
Paul was
says a
happy
new
about
meaning
that.
of the black hole.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, oh Pete. Oh my gosh.
That's the 15% that Vibrator's referring to in there. All right, here we
Juan's
go.
our kind of people right there
Oh
making
my
those
gosh,
jokes. That's what we're talking
so
about.
funny. All right, so let's cleanse the palate a little bit and check in with our good friend. Oh, my glasses are so fun. I'm crying. Y'all are too funny. All right, let's check in with CPA Joel.
Hey, Murph, Swag, and Michelle. This is CPA Joel. Ignore the first message. Somebody distracted me. I'm here in downtown Franklin. Just got the news that Derek Carr is getting benched, and it looks like the end of the era for the Raiders. You know, he's a good guy off the field, said all the right things at the podium. Just didn't make it happen with the Raiders. So hopefully he has a bright future in all his future endeavors, whether or not that's in the NFL. He's a good guy. Nobody can really deny that in terms of his off-field activities and persona in his family. He's got a lot of good things to look forward to. It doesn't seem anything's going to be with the Raiders. In terms of next steps, I look forward to the offseason and helping you guys grow the One Nation Foundation, going to the Crab Fest dinner, which, again, thank you guys for including myself and Animal Mother, and hopefully raising a heck of a lot more money for an awesome cause. To all the other listeners, please share this podcast, share the One Nation Foundation with all your friends in Raider Nation, and heck, even other fans. Right? We're doing good things here. They're doing great stuff. Murph, Swag, Michelle, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you guys. Go Raiders.
All right, there is CPA Joel, man. We appreciate you. Good stuff there, my friend. Oh my gosh, it's so good there. So yeah, so CPA Joel, as I mentioned, new addition to the One Nation Foundation family, to the board of directors. He's handling all of our money management from this point going forward because I love numbers, but I hate math, and so let the math guy do the math guy, let the numbers guy do the numbers.
Did you get that wrong? Don't you hate math, but you love numbers?
That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just checking.
that's what I meant. Yeah, thanks. It's getting late, and we're coming off a butthole segment. I'm a whole mess.
The buttholes threw him off.
That threw me off. But anyways, but appreciate that.
It happens. It happens.
Yeah, so but appreciate. All right, but I appreciate CPA Joel, man. Excellent addition to the team.
Totally.
Paul, is that what you're laughing at? Oh, which one? The autumn wind comes from a bottle.
Oh my gosh.
We can't stop it. This thing is rolling downhill now.
Trains are rolling.
All right. So speaking of buttholes. Hey. The guy that made that term famous around here.
That's right.
Oh, that's for you old school RFR folks. You know who we're talking about. Let's check in with our good friend down in San Diego and check in with Mojo.
Well, it's Mojo here in San Diego. Raiders Fan Radio, made men, made women, Raider Nation. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. You know what I got for Christmas? I got 3 interceptions for Christmas. But, you know, it turns out that New Year's is going to be a better holiday for old Mojo. Because guess what? Derek Carr is no longer the starting quarterback of our Las Vegas Raiders. And, you know, Raider Nation has always been split 50-50 right down the middle on everything concerning good old DSee. All I can say is just embrace the change. In with the new, out with the old. Let's see what happens. Just win, baby. Mojo out.
All right, there is Mojo down in San Diego. Appreciate you, Mojo. CPA Joel in the chat says, glad I had to follow buttholes.
Yeah, no kidding,
Yeah,
right?
oh my gosh, sorry, Joel. Yeah, that's what goes on around here sometimes. All right, let's go ahead and tap out of the Sea of Fans mailbag. We appreciate you very, very much. And so we award the best of the best. That is the best of the emailers or phone callers each and every week. We call it the Sizzler Award. And Swag Jeff, who do we got?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started off with a couple of great emails, Silver and Black Mac and Paul. And then we started the voicemails. This time we started with Animal Mother, who said DSee ruined his Christmas and he had to cook an effing 20-pound prime rib. Josh in the 703, sick, but he was still loyal to his call, and DSee was off during the game. Rev Raider called, talked about the DSee contract. He still supports him. But all this is he's just hurt and he might have sealed his fate. And Rev Stradamus strikes again, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. CPA Joel talks about the end of the DSee era, and Mojo got 3 interceptions for Christmas, and DSee is gone. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's ever gotten a Sizzler before.
Okay.
And he might be the first person on our show to ever get a Sizzler. What? The start of the show. Tonight's Sizzler goes to Sonny.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, nice,
Good
Sonny.
call. Good call.
No, he's eligible, I think, still.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sizzler.
Yeah.
Sizzler. Sizzler. We are Metallica, and we are here.
Well done, Sonny.
Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Paul.
Paul.
DC's gone. Hey, so Paul says that it's Sonny's 5th Sizzler.
Oh, okay. Good deal. Good deal.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, hey, you know what? We're getting a call on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline. So should we take a live call?
Let's do it.
Want to do a live
not?
call? Okay, all
Let's
right.
do it.
So let's see. So let me set this up. Swag Jeff, go ahead and shout out the chat room.
Yeah,
and, while I'm
absolutely.
setting this
Hey,
thing up here.
Pineapple in the chat says, great show. $20 donation
Yeah.
to the One Nation
Pineapple.
Foundation. Much respect. Much respect. So Mark Rose in there, Paul, Ron's in there, Mojo. Let's see. Flo's in there. Raiderborn Rico's in there. Volkerball's in there. Cisco Diaz is in there. Pirate 1975, Paul. Sam Williams is in there. CPA Joel's in there. Brian Santana is in there. So yeah, we got the whole crew, man, for
Right
sure.
on. Absolutely. So okay, so we've got just a few minutes left here. So
Sure.
if whoever you were that just called first, we'll take the first call.
Yeah.
We've not ever done live calls on this show.
909-345-3346.
That's
Call
right.
the hotline right now. We will answer your call and keep it clean.
Yeah,
because-
keep it clean. Keep it clean.
Got to.
Yeah,
You know?
keep it clean because we don't have and there's no 7-second delay. You
Right,
know what I mean?
exactly.
So yeah, but go ahead, go ahead and call us up 909-345-3346, and then we'll get a. Ron says I was a live call on the show. Oh, that's right. We did do it once live before, but that was before this new setup. Oh, here we go. All right, you guys ready?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Oh, there you can hear the ringer there, Raider Nation. All right, let's see what we got.
Call from
Joel Denning.
Oh, it's CPA Joel.
CPA Joel.
Send a voicemail. Press 2.
Did you press 1 or 2?
No, do I press 1?
I mean, I said to send a voicemail. Press 2.
Oh, okay. Joel.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, Joel.
So, yeah, great poll and buttholes, guys.
Wait, hey.
There are
Easy
worse
with
things
the-
you could
easy with
follow. I
following
don't
the
know.
So, with everything going on, you mentioned at the top of the show, I did want to share one of my favorite Raiders memories. Is that all right?
Absolutely,
Please do.
man, please do.
All right. So, hey, everybody, I'm CPA Joel. I'm the nerd with the numbers. If you guys are watching, you want to know who I am, hey, that's who I am. I'm not as creative as Animal Mother, who's my brother, but we got our fandom from our father, Rick Dennings. Rest in peace. He passed away in 2018. And he was awesome. He was a season ticket holder in L.A., so all the L.A. Raider Nation fans, they're like, let me hear you guys in the chat. I love L.A. Raider Nation. Love all of Raider Nation, but I'm biased. And so I got to take my dad to a Raiders-Titans game, I think in 2017, right? So they had just come off their great season, Black Jack, or Riverboat Jack, or whatever they were calling him at the time.
Yeah.
We had Amari Cooper. And in Tennessee. And
I was at that. I was at that game.
There too.
You had that game.
We actually did a show live from there, Joel.
I'm sorry, I didn't get included in the podcast yet.
You slacker! What the hell's wrong with you?
Where the hell were you at?
I was trying to struggle as my new career as an aspiring CPA. I hadn't yet reached the rarefied air of a fancy piece of paper that gets me more money.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
But I was able to take my dad to this game, and when he passed in 2018, I didn't realize how special that would be. That was the first Raiders game my dad and I had gone to. In our entire lives.
Awesome.
We didn't come from money, and it was awesome to do that. We tailgated. I passed out beer. I bring like 3 30 racks when I tailgate, and I just hand them to Raiders fans that I see.
Okay, Joe.
There we go.
We got like about 150 Raiders fans over, and we sang happy birthday to an individual with special needs. It was his first Raiders game. He'd come down from Minneapolis, so shout out again to Raider Nation. That's awesome. But my dad was a troublemaker, and he gave Animal Mother all the creativity and way of trolling people. He was a troll before trolls were a thing.
Yes.
And so every time Derrick Henry rattled off a big run, we had this annoying Bama fan, which, as you know, Nashville has.
Oh,
Yeah,
way
I
too.
know.
Way
we got a few of those.
Way
Yeah,
too
yeah,
many
yeah.
of those.
One or two.
Yeah. Too many Bama fans. I don't want to hear Sweet Home Alabama ever again on Broadway.
Don't go to Broadway.
Yeah, he would yell "Roll Tide" every time Derrick Henry did anything on the field. Well, anytime DSee, Derek Carr, made a connection with Amari Cooper, my dad leans forward to this very rotund gentleman and yells "Roll Tide" right in his ear. Right in his ear. And the guy turns and looks back at us, and we are with like probably 12 other Raiders fans in the area. And he's like, all right, let's go. My dad used to get in fights in the Coliseum. He almost got kicked out of a game, which is another story for another time. I'll call it next week for that. But he comes from the time in NFL fandom where, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get a fight with you. It's fine. And he was a security force in the Air Force. So I'm pretty sure he could have handled them. Plus, I was a Marine. I'm not going to let my dad get his butt kicked by some large Titans fan who doesn't even follow the team half-time anyway. But that was probably one of the best games.
Very good. Very good.
Going to that game with my dad.
Nice. Good job there, CPA Joel. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the good word. And I love it, man. The chat room is lighting up and talking about your call. We appreciate you. Appreciate everything you've done for the One Nation Foundation.
Yes.
We love you, brother, man. You've been such an amazing addition to the RFR family, and we can't thank you enough. And thank you for calling. Thank you for being our first live caller in a hot minute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. Go Raiders. Swag, Murph and Michelle, you guys are awesome. Keep it up.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Joel. See you, buddy.
Bye.
How fun is that?
That was awesome.
Let's do a couple more.
You want to do more?
Why not?
Call us 909-345-3346. We're taking your live calls now. Hey,
There you
in
go.
between the traffic on the 8s and the weather on the 9s, we're gonna need some more beer.
I was going to say, do I need to get another beer?
Yeah, get some more beer. We're gonna take more
Ron the
calls.
Moderator says, "Hey, swag." AJ Cole says, but Hall.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So 909-345-3346. I'll put it in the chat there, Swag.
So Ebony Graves jumped in, said, "Hey, sorry I'm late. Tyrone's sick." Tyrone's sick. And then Raiderborn Rico says, "Hopefully he'll get better, Ebony. At least it's not butthole pain."
Oh,
nice.
All right, here we go. Here's caller number two.
Caller
Let's
number two.
Let's see what we got.
Call from
Sam Williams.
Sam Williams.
Hey, welcome to Raiders Fan Radio.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
What's up, Sam?
who do you got? Turn your TV down there, your laptop or whatever.
Okay, let me turn it down.
All I can hear is me yelling at you in the background.
Okay, I'm turning it down. Hold on, give me a second.
Okay, all right.
I got it. I got it all the way down.
All right, there we go. Who do we got?
Okay, so listen.
Tell us your name.
Samuel Williams.
Sam
West
Williams.
LA, West Los Angeles.
Hey, sweet.
Raider fan. Yeah, this Derek Carr thing, he's a fall guy. I'm sorry. Bottom line, if you've seen from week one all the way until now, all McDaniels comes in. You got Patrick Graham that's got experience with the Giants and the Patriots. He's never been a defensive coordinator before. It reminds me of Ken Norton Jr. when Jack Del Rio gave him the job as defensive coordinator, and we were last in the league at giving up points. We got Derek Carr with 6 different offensive coordinators, 6 different head coaches. You got to really be intelligent to learn this, and do this from scratch. And he's a Raider. But the thing is, there's so many things that went wrong this season, and it's been a lot of play calling on the offensive side and the defensive side. Like I was watching the Rams game. It's so many other games, like the Arizona game we gave up the lead. But how many leads we gave up? But nobody's putting pressure on Patrick Graham when we switched to this 4-3 to the 3-4 and the 5-2 and and all this stuff. Like, you got an undrafted rookie guarding Van Jefferson one-on-one on man-to-man press with one single high safety. And I don't see how it was designed, but it's just like these mistakes like that cost us the game. And when Derek Carr's on fire, it's like he takes him out of rhythm. It's like he calls these weird plays and he had no pass attempts. Like the Rams, he only had 20 pass attempts. They ran Jacobs into the ground with a dislocated finger. He even tried to run a running back toss with him. And Jacobs was like, forget that. I'm running the ball. I can't throw the ball. But it's like just things like that I've seen during the whole season, inconsistency from McDaniels and Patrick Graham. And all of a sudden now Derek Carr's a problem because he had a bad game against the Steelers.
Well, I would ask you this, though, Sam. I would push back on that, and I would say this, that, Derek Carr's had a large sample size, and he's had a large sample size through many offensive coordinators, many head coaches, and we have seen numerous examples of first-year quarterbacks in systems, including the last 2 Super Bowls, where you got guys stepping into roles and having success and winning championships. And so nowadays, I think it's a little bit different. I'm with you that, especially like a system like John Gruden, where it's highly complex and all the play calls and everything. There's a lot to learn, but we see repeated examples of guys stepping in first year into a system, including Matt Stafford in LA, including Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, as I mentioned. Those guys came in, they won Super Bowls right away. Now, granted, I know Derek Carr is not Tom Brady, but he sure as shit is Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
So, that's where I would push back a little bit on that idea. Yeah, tell me what you think.
Yeah, I get that part, and the thing is, you're right. You're absolutely right. But just imagine having to do that over and over again, 6, probably 7 times from scratch. It gets tiring. If you understand what I mean, the terminology.
Sure.
Some offenses are the same. It gets tiring, right? And then at the same time, it's like this now. Okay, they're coming over. And it just does get tiring. And yeah, you have seen these first guys, they come in and they learn it. And there's also guys that's been with the same system for a long time, kind of like how Tom Brady was with the Patriots. You got McDaniels over there, and just like you got Tom Brady came over to Tampa Bay, and he's with the guy from Marshall. What's his name?
Byron Leftwich.
What's the guy from Marshall? Yeah, Byron Leftwich. But just to learn it over and over and over again from scratch. But just to blame it on Carr, I just watched this season. If you really look at the season, even Adams is complaining about it. I know they don't want to put their coaches under the bus, but it's like
if it's not broke, why fix it? You see Adams having 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first half, and then he gets 2 targets the second half. It just doesn't make any sense. And then you look at all the leads we gave up. Offense is a very important part of that. Defense really is number one on trying to stop, right? Because they make halftime adjustments. I mean, you saw Alvin Kamara run the same route 3 times out the backfield, and Patrick Graham didn't do nothing about it, and they just blew us out. Just as an example, it's been happening all year. And with play calling, when there's problems when there's defensive problems, right? Play calling on offense for us to score points and start bringing, like, really trying to take them out the game. McDaniel's kind of being iffy with his calls. Like, Carr wanted to go for the KC game. That was a really good game that Patrick Graham was calling. First time I ever seen us blitz that much. You know, they rely on Crosby too much and Denzel Perryman and Mad Max and they rely on them too much.
Chandler Jones, yeah, sure.
But and so it's like we weren't blitzing at all during the year, playing man to man. And I know football. I've been in it a while, but it's just like I've seen a mixture of it. And most of it really, honestly, has been on McDaniels. And I know it's his first year coming in. Patrick Graham never been a defensive coordinator running. But I think they're using Carr as a fall guy. I mean, this guy has worked his butt off. And I'm not making any excuses for him. He had a terrible game, but he's okay to have a terrible game.
Yeah, I
Just
think
one terrible game.
Go ahead, Michelle.
A lot of interceptions.
The sad reality.
But I think it's frustration.
I think you're right. But I think the sad reality is that McDaniels isn't going to blame himself. He's not going to say, my play calling's been really shitty. Like, I think, sadly, Derek Carr, because of his play, has become kind of the easy, let's bench him. Because I don't think anyone's, like, fighting on what he has done, and he's fought his way through things, but he's not really excelled. And I think that's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's
exactly.
the problem. He's not excelled in all of these things.
If he had an AFC championship under his belt or something like that,
he
then
would
it makes
have a
him
leg
more
to
untouchable.
stand on.
Right.
But
Exactly.
McDaniels is going to be like, hey, this is on me, guys. Like, this is on me. He's not going to do that. So he's kind of not a fall guy so much because it is part of the issue, I think, So
I think it's a little bit of the business side interfering with it too. As far, I'm saying they're putting him as a fall guy, but I think the business side is getting into it too.
Yeah.
And Josh Jacobs is frustrated. They should have picked up his 5th-year option. And I'm worried about losing him. So you've seen Adams' reaction. But my thing is okay, loyalty. There's no loyalty in this thing, right? Of course, we know how that is. But one big part of why Adams came over was because of Carr. And and I know how it goes and everything. So I'm sure McDaniels, I haven't seen Patrick Graham get any pressure or they talk about him all year, but he's been giving up these 17-point leads and it's like it's all on the players. It's not on the scheme. Right. I've been watching the scheme. And when he changes up the scheme and makes these adjustments, when he finally does, we started doing good against the run. Mm-hmm. If you notice in the last 4 games until Ramondre Stevenson, he blew a couple of big ones in the cold, but we've been doing it. He started to make adjustments and everything started to come together. But then Carr, you're right. Carr put that on himself. He overthrew the ball kind of like uncharacteristically, and I saw Matt Jones do the same thing. I don't know if it was the weather or what. We West Coast teams stuck in cold weather. It is what it is.
That's the truth.
That is
the damn truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what, Carr? I just think Carr has worked too hard with too many different coordinators and too many head coaches, and deserves more respect. At least one more year. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it might just be time. It might just kind of be time for everyone to have a fresh start. 9 years into a thing.
Him too.
And I mean,
for
Derek
too. I thought
think,
that too, Michelle.
I really think, I love Derek Carr and he's my guy. And what an amazing ambassador for Raider Nation that he is. But he's been through the damn ringer, man. Obviously not from you, which is fantastic. And but we've done that a little bit. And geez, Twitter has just raked him through the coals. And so
fairly too, by the way.
Well, yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's a lot of it too.
And that's the thing, man. As a middle ground fan who's more of a fan of the Raiders than he is of a player, you can call a guy out when he does stuff bad, and you can praise a guy for when he does well. So, Michelle and I were talking even today before the show that, when Derek is good, man, he's the best quarterback in the whole league, man. And so when he's good, he's great. But when he's bad, he's trash. Like, it's really, really bad.
Yeah,
and so it's, so it's one of those things. So, I think Derek deserves a second chance to maybe rejuvenate his career a little bit. And I think the Raiders are time to, even if it's not
I think
better,
it makes sense for both, right?
Even if it's not better, it's just different. And I think everyone needs a breath of fresh air. But Sam, we really appreciate your call,
Dude,
brother.
Sam, you rock, dude.
Yeah, we're going to move on. We're
Sam.
going to take one more call, man. But
Hold on,
we
what-
really
what-
appreciate it.
Can I say one more thing?
Real quick,
Can I
Sam,
say
go ahead.
One more thing.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
I really wish that we can just have one more year just to see if it is Josh McDaniels or is it Derek Carr.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
We might see a taste of that in these next 2 weeks.
Well, and that's
Right.
yeah, we might figure it out in these next couple of weeks, right? Yeah.
Right.
Hey.
Well, they benched him, so we won't be able to. Yeah. I just wish hopefully there could be one more year with Carr, kind of like how they kept Garoppolo on the 49ers, and just to see if it is Josh McDaniels in his system and the whole coaching staff that came over, or is it really Derek Carr?
Well, we're gonna
And we, you know what, and Sam, and we might see that,
right?
That this Derek Carr has not been cut from the team.
That's right.
Derek Carr is the third string quarterback right now, and he is, not showing up to practice. He's left the team, whatever. But this offseason it's gonna be very telling. They're gonna do a lot of evaluating. They're gonna see, and if Derek reworks his contract and makes it a little bit cheaper, so instead of picking up that 5th-year option, we can go and sign Josh Jacobs. Maybe we don't even tag him. Maybe we sign him long term, and we got the money to do that if he lets up on that contract just a little bit. So nothing's said and done for sure, man. And Derek Carr's my guy, and he's going to be my guy till he's not my guy. And so, so right now, I hope he is our guy. But if not, then we're going to move on to a different guy.
And we might find out. We'll see how Stidham does in this offense, and then that might. I know it's not a direct relation to what you're talking about, Sam, but like it might be at least enough evidence. But anyways, we're gonna get to one more call.
One more call, Sam. Thanks for the call, brother. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man, you rock, Sam. Thank you so much.
Hey, call into the hotline. Leave voicemails so you can become a main man.
Yeah, for sure. We'd love to hear you on the hotline, Sam. All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, there we go, Sam. Get up for Sam.
Great call. That's a great call,
man.
Solid, man.
Feel you, my guy.
And what a concept. We can have a rational conversation about Derek Carr.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
We didn't line up exactly with everything he was saying, but he was making
here we
good
go.
points. Oh, here we go.
All right, here we go. We got one more.
Oh, it's so exciting.
This is fun, right? It's like rolling the dice.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
From Anthony Tyler, Tida Raider.
Hey, it's our guy. What's up, Ty, bro?
What's going on with you guys? Hold on, let me. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. We're doing better now.
Pull your ass over, man. Either that or drive to Middle Tennessee, bro.
Hey, we weren't doing bad, but we're better now.
That's right.
Yeah, I had to put you guys on a Bluetooth. I had to hop in my car real quick and give it for a nice test ride.
Oh, nice.
But,
What'd you get a new car?
Here ahead. Oh, what my wife did recently.
Oh, good. Nice,
to make that long trip down to Tennessee?
Yeah, when are you going to move here, Ty?
Right.
Well, actually, me and my wife, we was actually planning our anniversary. Usually, we kind of go to Vegas and stuff, but this year we was like, okay, I'm going to take her to Nashville.
Let's go.
Dude, get your ass
We'll
here
plan the
ASAP,
trip.
dude.
In March.
You can stay at my house.
Perfect.
I have a bunch of places for you to visit.
Hey, I'm willing.
Perfect.
Already out here.
Man, we miss you. We had such a fun time hanging out during the Raider Titans game, and look forward to seeing you again, my friend. So give us your hot take, man. You always got the great takes. Tell us what you're thinking.
I think it's just like one of those toxic relationship where it's just best for all parties. Let's just separate now before it just gets it's causing too much division. It's like, okay, we've seen Carr at his height, and it's like, what else? It's like we're not gonna see any more improvement. We're seeing this thing, and I've been supporting Carr, but I've said even earlier this year it's just hard to kind of
root for him when you see him overthrowing passes, just giving up on plays. And then when you look at the sideline, and you can tell nobody really has confidence in him. The only thing people really say is that he's a good guy and stuff. They don't want to disrespect him because he's a good guy and stuff, but you're not putting any fear going against Derek Carr. And it's just to that point, it's like, okay, all right, we see this. And then this last game was just very clear that I've been watching. I'm pretty sure everybody's been seeing every week, just overthrow. And then when you see Devontae Adams with his body language leaving the field on big third downs after Carr overthrew him on a second down, it just says it all. And it's like, what do you do? Like, I love you, but it's like, hey, this is not a healthy relationship.
That's a great take, Ty.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't disagree with that at all. I mean, it's 100%. It's a total dichotomy of Derek Carr's career. And it's like, you love what he does off the field. You love what he represents. You love how he represents Raider Nation. But then it's tough to get behind his play on the field, especially with like what you said, Jeff, a little bit ago. Like sometimes he's literally looks like the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he looks like the worst quarterback in the NFL. And it's been like that for the most part for 9 seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? If he wants to stay a Raider forever, then if he gets cut, quits, retires, whatever, call Mark Davis. If you love the Raiders, come work for him. Go work in their PR.
That wouldn't shock me, Michelle, is if we see Derek Carr become one of those legacy guys like Marcel Reese or like somebody like that actually goes to work for the organization. It wouldn't shock me.
I'd love to see that for mostly so he can get the love that I feel like he probably deserves for the time that he put in. I mean, listen, I know he was not what we thought he was going to be. He flashed such great, and then he really just shit the bed. Like the polarization of his play and his love off the field is really similar. Like you see it, it's just so clear. But yeah, I'd love to see him get a position where he can just kind of do something within the organization and then he can really feel the love that Raider Nation really should be giving him. Now, I'm not saying he deserves it for his play, but for his loyalty.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that will really kind of only happen is he really. I don't think he's going coming back as a Raider. I think it's just too much in for that. It's just to the point where I don't think it will be right away. It'll probably be like a couple years down the line.
Sure.
I agree.
It ain't going to be right away.
Sure. No. Yeah.
No,
he'll go have his 5th kid.
I was going to say, he'll go make a couple babies and then he'll be back,
Yeah, it'll be like 5-10 years from now. That's when we're talking.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ty the Raider, man. Thank you for calling.
Ty the man.
Dude, you're the best, man. Did you pull over?
Well, I got you on my Bluetooth. I'm headed to my neighborhood Chili's.
Oh, okay. What's the matter? Was Domenico's closed?
No, you know what?
Well, sometimes you just got to get that baby back.
Hey, listen, they got good margaritas. So that's all I know.
Word.
My wife is actually a manager at a Chili's, so I'm just going to get some free food.
Oh, nice. Speaking my language.
That's the only thing better than Domenico's is free food.
That's right.
Chicken soft tacos and spicy curly fries, man, for the win right there. Absolutely.
Hey, those are good.
Hey, Ty the Raider, you rule, man.
Hey, man, all love and respect, you guys, man. Everybody love each other, give each other a hug,
That's right.
This is not a time, especially this time of the year, everybody's going to go for the new year. I always say just be the best that you can be.
That's right.
Don't whatever it is, shed it, all that hate, all that negativity that everybody got, it leaves nothing. Sit there, love your family, hug each other, and we're going to get through this new year.
That's right.
All together.
Let's go.
There you go.
Ty Raider, you're the best, man.
Hey, Ty, let us know when you're in Nashville.
Yeah, for sure.
We want to take you out.
That's right.
Oh, definitely. I'm not even going to tell my wife. We're just going to show up.
Oh, yeah.
Good idea.
At the Domenico's.
Let's go.
We're going to go to Nashville and I'm like, hey, we're going to Domenico's.
That's perfect.
You guys are going to be there.
Hell yeah.
Awesome, man. Love it. Can't wait to see you, my friend.
Yeah, we'll talk soon, brother.
All righty. You guys have a good one.
All right, you too. Good night.
See you, buddy.
All right, there's Ty the Raider.
Good, Tyler.
Hey, how fun are live calls?
Okay, first of all, I didn't know if I'd like live calls, but that was fun.
No, I like it.
That was fun. Well, we might have to like really do that in the off season.
Oh yeah.
Like that's where we can really lean in
on
doing live calls. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. All right, so Raider Nation, we love you guys so very, very much. So much stuff going on this week, and just appreciate everything you do for Raiders Fan Radio. Appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the monetary donations. Appreciate last chance at the shirt.
That shirt goes down, gets taken off on Sunday.
Sunday.
On Sunday, that's it. Sunday. See Johnny in his Nitro Burning Funny Car and buy your Raiders Fan Radio t-shirt. We appreciate you very, very much and your support in the One Nation Foundation. Our live callers tonight. So we had CPA Joel called in. We had Sam Williams call in. And then we had, of course, Tyler Raider. We appreciate the live calls we took tonight. That was the first time we've really, really officially tried that. You're going to probably have to hit that outro button again.
That's fine.
Appreciate you. Hope you all had a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy, well, not like shut it off in the middle of a thing, Jeff. Jeez.
I just wanted to start it over.
Way to hit the brakes, dude.
There should be a
Well, you
fade
should have
out in
kept
there
talking.
Yeah,
somewhere.
like give me a
I
fade
feel
or
like,
something, a warning, or
Don't
like
call attention to it, jackass. Just go.
It'll fade out
We
on
could
its
have
own.
got louder. I don't know. I feel like there was
Faded out of your talk right there when it went quiet. Just do your thing.
That's okay. Swag needle scratch.
All right, hot dog, get your shit together and keep going.
You needed that. All right, so appreciate you, very Raider Nation. We love you guys very much. Happy New Year to you. Be safe out there. Love one another. And Raider Nation, man, look, but I don't even know what to tell you. You guys, you heard enough of my opinion. I'm going to shut up and turn it over to our best friend and yours,
Listen.
Michelle.
Happy New Year, Raider Nation. Things are hard. I know they've been hard, but they're going to get good. And I believe that. I have to believe it, or what the are we doing? So
that's exactly
hang in
right.
there. Love you guys. Take care.
Absolutely, man. Hey, we thank you guys. Hey, 2022 is a badass year, bro. The Raiders may not have been good on the field, but hey, you know what? Raiders Fan Radio was good off the field,
Yeah, we
bro.
were.
Hey, thank you for the $10,000 donation we were able to do to the Velikoffs. 2022 was an epic success for Raiders Fan Radio and the One Nation Foundation. 2023 gonna be even better, bro.
Let's go.
Let's do the damn thing, man. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode 277 of Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, boys and girls, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland.
Damn right it did.
Yeah. We love you.
Yeah.
Hey, respect Coach Madden. R.I.P.
Oh, man.
We miss
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah,
we
we
miss
did.
you, John. And respect Derek Carr.
Yeah.
We love you, bro. If you're watching,
Adios, malingerers.
goodbye.
How do I stop the darn thing?
Just press.
Just press the damn button, nerd.
Oh, yeah, there it is.